Okie dokie. Alright, looks like we're all live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Hello, hello, hello. I know. 2 random Yu-Gi-Oh! Streams on the 40k channel. I know. Very, very odd. But I've been kind of on the bug for it lately. Again, I blame Karn, my good buddy, old pal. I blame him. He started this domino effect. But, how you all doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So on today's stream, so for those who've seen the previous stream, you know, like I found my old Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I've been kind of like jumping in again to Yu-Gi-Oh a little bit, and you know, I came to that this crossroads of like, okay, like what am I going to do? Like, am I going, you know, am I just gonna go with my old cards and not buy anything new and try and go to a tournament or go to a locals and try and play a game or two there, or am I going to, you know, am I gonna go and buy new cards? So I figured, you know, since I haven't bought any new cards since way back in the day, I thought, okay, I'll get new cards, because otherwise I'm not gonna. There's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to be competitive or even be able to walk into a shop and even try and play, even with a substandard deck. So obviously, my old cards being what they are, I'm still probably gonna use the most useful or the most valid cards that are from those old days and add them to whatever deck I put together. But I wanted to start afresh, if you will. So with that being the case, I had to go. I had to enter the mindset of a brand new player, because effectively I am at this point. Technically, I'm a returning player, but I haven't played since pre-Edison. And yes, I've been actually looking at the different formats and the old names. I stopped playing around like the Edison format being established. So that being the case, I was like, okay, where do I start? So when it came to like looking into what ways to get like a deck together and putting together the cards, I found that there's the most popular method, which is getting, you know, 3 copies of a structure deck. There's different ones that people recommend, but there's getting 3 copies of a structure deck and kind of using the copies you get from those cards to make a full deck based on the structure deck. I was a huge fan of 5Ds. 5Ds is still my favorite anime, and additionally, Synchro, I hear, still holds up well. It probably won't win tournaments exclusively, but Synchro still holds up very, very well. And the Archfiend decks, I actually have one on Master Duel, which does extremely well. Mostly in solo, to be fair. So there was the structure deck method. And then I noticed Amazon had tins. Obviously, Konami are the ones who provide the tins. But Amazon like advertised the tins after I looked up the structure decks. So I was like, okay, maybe I should try getting a tin and see, okay, how good are the tins for like a new player, because this tin is actually fairly cheap. It was like $15. These structure decks all together were each like $11, so 11, 11, 11, so $33 for 3 copies. So $33. This was 14, and then of course I also stopped at my local card shops and picked up some just random packs. So today we're gonna go through like the 3 different methods and the 3 different approaches to like collecting the cards. Now, obviously, everybody in the game probably does a combination of these things. I will say this, one of my packs was already opened. I have the cards right here. It wasn't opened by me, but it wasn't opened like by a shop. It wasn't anything shady. My girlfriend was with me when I got these packs, and she was incredibly insistent that she get to open one. She's like, just let me open one pack, just let me open one pack, please. I'm like, okay. After she like weared me down, and I told her like, listen, babe, I want to do it in a video. You know, I'm getting together these 3 different things. I want to do that. You know, that's what I'd like to do. And she's like, please, just let me open one pack. So after begging and begging and begging and begging, I finally let her open the pack, and I actually recorded her opening it. So I'm actually going to show you guys that, because it was funny. It was very, very funny. Alright, 1 second. Let me pull up the clips. I sent it to a buddy of mine's DMs, so I'm just going to go to his DMs and play them from there. Kind of a cheat method here. Alright, so it's split up into 2 videos, so pull this up here. Okay. So, enjoy watching my girlfriend opening a Yu-Gi-Oh pack. Careful, careful.
How am I supposed to open this?
So you're gonna grab right here. I'm holding I'm holding my phone with one hand. Usually people do it with scissors too.
I mean, I have scissors in my purse.
The woman's purse.
Can I go grab them?
Yeah, you can. Okay, so she went and got her scissors. This is gonna cause so I know, this is heresy. I understand, trust me, I do. It was painful to watch. This is gonna cause so many Yu-Gi-Oh nerds to flip out. And from there, she unpacked the cards. So, one pack has already been opened, sadly. I will go over those cards first, and via that, we're going to start today's stream opening the packs. Then we're going to go to the tins, and we're going to end off with the structure decks. So that's like the overall structure of the stream. Like with the previous Yu-Gi-Oh stream, I don't expect the stream to do great in VOD form or in general, but I don't really care. It's just kind of a little fun thing for me while I'm like jumping back into Yu-Gi-Oh on the back end, and yeah. So anyway, I am going to move the tin here. If you're wondering why I'm wearing gloves, I do want to preserve these cards as long as possible. I've learned my lesson the hard way in all the worst ways. From how horribly, for those who've seen my VOD of going through my old Yu-Gi-Oh cards and how many of them were in poor condition, I now want to avoid that going forward. So this is what was in the first pack. We'll zoom in here, and we'll go through the cards that were in the very first pack that my Goyfind opened. So I got Ancient Gear Advance, Sinful Spoils and Spoils Struggle, Goblin Biker Grand Pileup, Stronghold the Hidden Fortress, Minerva the Athenian Light Sworn, Tempei Dragon Fadra, Krishnerd Witch, Jungle Dweller, and I am gonna butcher this, but Mikazukinu Yaiba, the Moon Fang Dragon. Those are what I pulled in, or what I should say, my girlfriend pulled in the first pack. So that is right there. And also for a first for me, not having done this because I didn't do it way back when, I'm also going to put all my cards in sleeves, which I got these cheap ones from Amazon. I figured it would be the most effective way to go about this. So this is also my first time ever sleeving cards like this. Oh, that's actually pretty easy to do, though. Right, Tempei Dragon Fadra. Back down. I'm only gonna sleeve this first pack, and then like the rest of them, I'll kind of like stack up, and then I'll sleeve. I'll probably sleeve off stream unless you guys, I don't care to watch them get sleeved on stream for whatever reason. But yeah. I will say this. I just started watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, I think it's called. I dropped out during the Zexal era when that anime was first coming out. I'm just trying to do this the old-fashioned way. And I will say this. I wasn't super into Xyz. I still am not, but at least I've grown familiar with how the cards work via Master Duel, relatively speaking. I still stand by my old belief that Synchro was where they should have stopped adding on to the layers of special summoning. I think that was the perfect stopping point. Because as it is, at that point, we already had Ritual, we already had Fusion, we already had normal special summons and tribute summons. We already had so many layers to it already that Synchro was just one, or arguably Synchro was one step too far anyway, but at least it felt and looked and came off as like its own unique thing that really did enhance the game. So for me, I think Synchros were where they should have stopped with the increased layers of special summoning and monsters. That is my personal opinion, of course, but I stand by it all the same. Alright, boom. Actually, since this is just kind of a random stream anyway. I'm jumping into my friend's Discord server in case anyone wanted to jump in and kind of talk to me while I do this. I suspect Karn is too busy, though. He's playing Sims. Tragedy, really. A little bit of an interesting story that happened today. So I've been waiting on all this stuff to arrive for to do this stream. I was either going to do a stream or a video. I felt like doing a stream because the video is a little bit too dedicated of a thing. Since this isn't a Yu-Gi-Oh channel, it's a 40K channel. That being said, like I won't lie, it's pondered in my brain a little bit to expand the channel, maybe to do some other TCG or tabletop related stuff. I don't know. It's a debate thing, but obviously with my intent to join the military still up in the air, I'm waiting for the Air Force to review my waiver with all my IEP information and all that fun stuff. You know, but you know, I'm thinking of like, okay, if I don't go in the military, even if I do, like later on, you know, with my interest in Yu-Gi-Oh kind of reignited a little bit. It has popped in my brain like, oh, what if I added like some of this kind of content to the channel, maybe expand out. That way it's not 40K all the time. Especially with, 40K having kind of a bitter taste to it lately. With all the constant drama and the such. But, I don't know. It's something I'm considering. Yeah, it's kind of standard back ends. Alright, all my first set of cards all sleeved. Which feels actually quite nice. Feels very official. Et voila. Sleeved and ready to go. Set those aside. Set the card sleeves over here. Alright, so now we're going to start opening the packs in bulk here. There we are. Set over here. Hey, Kiro. Yo, what's up, Asmo? Not much. Opening some card packs for Yu-Gi-Oh! And just kind of taking a look through. How you doing, man? Alright, so in this first pack, well, technically second, we have Signs of Tistina. Hey, Zerat. How you doing? So you're getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! My childhood right there. It was part of mine as well. I'm getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! Technically, I'm a returning player. I stopped around the Synchro era, right at the tail end of it. I was around 13 or 14 when I stopped collecting and stopped playing. I never was competitive, and I never did a ton of tournaments or anything like that. So, but, I've been playing a little bit of Master Duel lately and talking with my buddy Karn, and we've been kind of getting into it. So, because of that, it's kind of reignited the interest for me all over again. And with that, I'm jumping back into the game. I've seen some troubling things about like the coverance of the game online, but I'm not gonna let it completely deter me. So with this first con, Signs of Tristinia. Let's do this. All right. So Signs of Tristinia. Activate this card by targeting one face-up monster on the field. Special summon this card as an effect monster. Aqua Light level 10. Attack 0, defense 0 with the following effect. This card is also still a trap. During your opponent's turn, when that target leaves the field, destroy this card. During your opponent's turn, when this card leaves the field, destroy that target. Okay, that's actually kind of useful. It's time to do. Indeed. Hey, Nico, how you doing? All right, second card in the pack. Wheel Synchron Tuner. Right, if this card you control is used as synchro material, you can treat it as a non-tuner. You can only use each of the following effects of Wheel Synchron once per turn. During your main phase, you can, immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon one level 4 or lower monster. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except synchro monsters. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one synchro monster you control, reduce its level up by up to 4. Okay, I can see that having a nice utilitarian use. Next card in the pack. New World Formation. Target one spell or trap in your graveyard that mentions Visus or Vissus Starfrost. Set it, and if you set a trap or quick play spell, it can be activated this turn. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 3 spells, traps in your graveyard that mention Vissus Starfrost, except New World Formation. Shuffle them into the deck, and you can only use each effect of New World Formation once per turn. Alright. Unchained Soul of Sharvara. Okay, it's a fiend effect monster. During the main phase, if this card is in your hand, quick effect, you can target one fiend monster or one face-down card you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon this card. But while it is face-up in the monster zone, you cannot special summon monsters, except fiend monsters. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can set one unchained spell trap directly from your deck. You can only use each effect of Unchained Soul of Sharvara once per turn. All right. Automatic. Welcome to stream. You cannot escape this game. Yeah, understandable. I mean, I couldn't escape it after years and years. Not that I entirely wanted to. I did love Yu-Gi-Oh as a kid. It's just the reason I stopped playing wasn't because I hated the game or anything. It's just it was around that age where you start telling yourself you're too old for certain things. I was 13 or 14 at the time. Zexal was coming out. I had already watched 5Ds, the original Yu-Gi-Oh, and GX. And I was starting to hit that age where, it's like, oh, you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, you play a lot of video games? Oh, you're kind of a kid still, aren't you, So I dropped Yu-Gi-Oh! Thinking it was kind of childish. But, looking back, that was probably really stupid of me. I could have stuck around. And here I am going full circle going back to it, so I suppose that was extra silly of me. But at least I didn't throw out all my cards, as is evidenced by a previous stream I did in the week. Ultimate Bright Knight Ursatron Alpha. Machine effect. This card is always treated as an Ursarctic and Drytron card. Cannot be normal summon / set, must be special summoned by card effect. If you control an Ursarctic or Drytron monster, except Ultimate Bright Knight Ursatron Alpha, you can special summon this card from your hand, then you can add one Ursarctic or Drytron spell trap from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Ultimate Bright Knight Ursatron Alpha once per turn. Okay. Interesting. Veda Calanta, Warrior effect. If a card parentheses S, so potentially plural, on the field is destroyed by card effect, and Vissus Starfrost is on the field, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then you can add one Clear New World from your deck or graveyard to your hand if another monster's in your possession is destroyed by card effect, except during the damage step. You can target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and if you do, this card gains attack equal to that monster's original attack until the end of this turn. You can only use each effect of Vita Calanta once per turn. Okay. Starting to see a little strategy born amongst Visa Starfrost with some of these cards. When I played this game, I had played competitive and had 4 decks: a Yugi deck, a Kaiba deck with Chaos Max Blue Eyes, an Obelisk, a Salamangreat deck, and an Ace deck, Exodia. Brave of you to use Exodia. As I understand it, that tends to... Even back when I played, Exodia was a very rare thing to see people A, have, and B, run if they did have it. Alright, Scrap Iron Sacred Statue. Target one of your level 7 or 8 dragon synchro monsters that is banished in your graveyard. Special summon it, but return it to the extra deck during the end phase. Also, after that, set this card face down instead of sending it to the graveyard. If this set card and its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 Crimson Dragon from your extra deck. You can only use each effect of Scrap Iron's Secret Statue once per turn. Pretty good, though. I've been busy making animations for the filmography course. Nice. Okay, cool. You're escalating the animations. That's awesome. So if I'm active lately on Discord, it's because I'm going to be exhausted drawing frame by frame. Hey, enjoy it, man. It's a slow and steady process, but very rewarding by the end. All right, Zudomosaurus. Dinosaur effect. While you control another dinosaur monster, your opponent's monsters cannot target this card for attacks. You can target one other card you control, destroy it. You can only use this effect of Zudomosaurus once per turn. Zudomosaurus. That's a fascinating name. Alright, and we have a synchro monster. Belt the Blade Dragon. Which I actually do like that card art. Dragon Synchro Effect, 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner monster. If this card is synchro summoned, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it. If this card on the field is destroyed, you can target 1 face-up monster on the field. That monster cannot attack until the end of your opponent's turn. You can only use each effect of Belt the Blade Dragon once per turn. That's actually a pretty useful effect it has for summoning. I might add that to a potential deck I'd run. Because being able to just, yeet a card after you synchro summon it, and then even if it's destroyed, you also get to prevent attacks from proceeding after that. Yeah, so that's actually a pretty useful card. I don't know how it is in like any kind of meta. I have to still figure out the meta right now, the current TCG. On Master Duel, given it's a TCG OCG, and it's a little bit more complicated. Yeah. All right, so far, 3 traps. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 standard monster cards. And 1 synchro. I'll immediately put that synchro into a card sleeve. Almost grabbed one of my existing sleeves. There we go. Getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! After all these years feels really nice. 11 years I haven't even thought of this game in so long. And it's just kind of exploded back into my life. I really hope for the better. The one thing that is kind of adding a cloud to getting back into it at the moment is that, I looked at my local area for any particular card shop that might be running games or tournaments at all. I only found one so far that does, and they do it only on Saturdays, and it's not like a tournament basis. They just kind of host it at a specific time, and it's kind of like this weird dive-in place I've never been, and it's like 47 minutes from my house, so it's a bit of a lengthy travel for me. All right, so next pack. Another Duelist Nexus. I have a total of 3 Duelist Nexus left to go. So let's really cut right into that. Alright, carefully remove the cards. What do we get? Alright, we got Valance Wave, Master Phase. Once per turn, if a card in the monster zone moves to another monster zone, except during the damage step, you can activate one of these effects. Level 5 or higher Valance monsters you currently control gain 1200 attack until the end of this turn. The other effect is send this face-up card from the spell / trap zone to the graveyard. Then target one effect monster in your opponent's main monster zone. Place that opponent's monster face-up as a continuous spell. As a continuous spell in their spell / trap zone in its same column. If the zone is occupied, destroy the occupying card. Okay. Alright, we got another synchro. Gaia Blaze, the Force of the Sun. Pyro Synchro effect. If this attacking card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, it can make a second attack in a row. Once per turn, at the end of the battle phase, you can target fire monsters in your graveyard up to the number of monsters this card destroyed by battle this turn. Add them to your hand. Okay, it'll be useful if you're running a fire deck. Not useful universally though. Behemoth, the King of 100 Battles. Beast effect. You contribute summon this card by attributing one monster. Really, one monster. This card is unaffected by the activated effects of special summon monsters if it was normal summoned / set. If this card is normal summoned or special summoned, you can target one beast. Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster in your graveyard. Add it to your hand, and if you do, this card loses 700 attack once per turn. During your end phase, you can make this card gain 700 attack points. Okay, interesting. The only experience of Yu-Gi-Oh is the abridged series. I do recommend, especially since you do like Dragon Ball and you do like the kind of like a more kind of campy anime. I would recommend watching. I would recommend watching the anime. Specifically, I'd recommend you start with 5Ds. I recommend starting kids off with the original Yu-Gi-Oh! And then moving to through GX to 5Ds. If you're an adult, I tend to recommend people start at 5Ds, watch GX, and then watch the original. And then from there, if they so choose, watch everything after. I don't know where I'd recommend on the list for like the newest anime or Zexal and onward, because I haven't, as of yet, watched them. I'm currently going through Arc 5, and so far it started off kind of quirky. Alright, so next card is Super Heavy Samurai Security. He looks ready to beat an ass. That's for damn sure. Alright, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can add one face-up Machine Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. If you have no spells / traps in your graveyard, you can tribute this card. Special summon one Earth Machine monster with 1500 or less attack from your hand or graveyard, except Super Heavy Samurai Security. You can only use each effect of Super Heavy Samurai Security once per turn. Okay. Put on the list, thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, no problem. Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds is one of the best kids anime I think you could find out there. It's got a lot of kind of mature and adult themes. Alright, Vita Calanta. We saw one of those before, so we don't need to read the effect again. Alright, New World, Amritara, or Amritara. I apologize if I butchered how that's supposed to be said. Activate only when Visas Starfrost is on the field once per turn. If the monsters you control is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard or banished, you can activate one of these effects. Special summon one of these monsters in defense position. One tuner in the field gains attack equal to half the original attack of one of those monsters. Shuffle one of those monsters into the deck, and if you do, draw one card. Shuffle this card into the deck, and if you do, add one field spell from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. Aqua Chorus Round. I'm sorry, the name for a second. I had to think about it. Aqua Chorus Round. Looks like a parallel universe version of the Powerpuff Girls in there. Banish one card from your hand, and if you do during your next standby phase, you can add up to 2 cards with the same name as the banished card from your deck to your hand. If you activated this card while your opponent controlled no cards, for the rest of this turn you cannot activate cards, or the effects of cards, with the same original name as the banished card. So, general rule of thumb, don't play that when the opponent has nothing on the field. Alright, Nemleria Lauv. Special summon one Nemleria Luria monster, or a 1 level one level 10 beast monster from your hand or deck in defense position, but return it to the hand during the end phase. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls. It loses 100 attack / defense for each of your current face-down banished cards until the end of this turn. You can only use each effective Nimlaria Louvre once per turn. I am totally butchering how that's supposed to be said. I can tell that already. Alright, and final card in that pack, Greed Jar. Rock Flip Effect. Flip. Apply these effects in sequence. Excavate any number of cards from the top of your deck up to the number of cards your opponent controls, and if you do, add one of them to your hand. Also send the remaining to the graveyard. Excuse me. Send monsters from your extra deck to the graveyard up to the number of monsters your opponent controls that were special summoned from the extra deck. You can only use this effect of Greed Jar once per turn. Okay, not a bad little card there. Alright, I'm gonna, like before, I'm gonna immediately put that Synchro in a sleeve. They're all going in sleeves, but I'm just kind of like piling them up for right now. Alright, next pack. Hey, Bob Jones. I find it funny that Pot of Greed has been banned for 20 years. I do too, but, well, I was about to say I understand the reasons why. I guess it's better to say I understood the reasons why. But at this point, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has so many other cards currently available to have three of in your deck that, in my opinion, are far more broken than Pot of Greed ever was. I still believe that personally. That I don't know why it's banned currently. That being said, I'm not gonna. It's not a hill I'm gonna die on or anything. But it is funny. Evil Tile Folis. Level 2 monster, reptile, effect. If a monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you contribute one reptile or dinosaur monster you control instead. You can only use each of the following effects of Evil Tile Folie. I don't. Sorry, my dog is very whiny at the moment. I'm sorry if you guys can hear that. Once per turn, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can special summon one Evil Tile monster from your hand or graveyard in face down defense position during your main phase. You can set one Evo Force or Evo Instant directly from your deck. Okay. Next up, we have Agnimal Candle. That is a cute pupper. There's a cute pupper. You're flaming miss. Pyro Tuner effect. If this card is added to your hand except by drawing it, you can special summon this card. You can only use this effect of Agnimal Candle once per turn. Once per chain, up to thrice per turn. If a monster is sent to your graveyard except during the damage step, you can increase or decrease this card's level by 1. Okay. Ironically, what's funny is in my Kaiba deck, I have Pot of Greed, and nobody even barred me from using it in competitive. Because they agree that there's more broken cards than Pot of Greed. You got away with using a banned card in a competitive? Well, you definitely weren't playing a regional match, that's for sure. That had to have been local level only. Rescue Ace Preventer. Unless the tournaments have gotten a lot more lax than I remember them being. I got turned away from a tournament because I didn't have sleeves when I was a kid. Rescue Ace Preventer. Machine effect. You can banish one Rescue Ace card from your graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand. If you control another Rescue Ace monster, quick effect, you can target one effect monster your opponent controls. Change it to face down defense position. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one of your banished Rescue Ace monsters, except the level 8 monster. Special summon it. You can only use each effect of Rescue Ace Preventer once per turn. Alright, Signs of Tristinia. We saw that before. Sorry, not Tristinia, Tistinia. Or Tistina. Dreaming Reality of Nimlaria. Gee, that's got a holographic right there. It looks like ice cream. Dreaming Reality of Nimlaria realized. Fairy effect. Gains 100 attack for each face-down card in your extra deck. You can only use each of the following effects of Dreamy Reality of Nymeria realized. Once per turn, if this card is in your hand, you can target one monster you control, place it on the bottom of the deck. And if you do, special summon this card. If this card is special summoned, you can activate one of these effects. Add one Dreaming Nymeria from your deck to your face-up extra deck. Change one other face-up monster in the field to face-down defense position. Okay. Yeah, it was local, but that's also why I got away with Max C, which didn't know if you knew recently became limited. That doesn't surprise me. I mean, it took a while. That should have been limited a while ago. Did they limit it to 1 or 2? Realm Resonance is the next card. Activate one of these effects. Special summon either one. Special summon one monster with 1500 attack, 2100 defense from your graveyard. That is very specific. Or shuffle into the deck one of your Visas Starfrost and four of your monsters with 1500 attack, 2100 defense that are banished in your graveyard and or face up on your field. And if you do, special summon one Visas Synchro monster from your extra deck. This is treated as a Synchro summon. You can only activate one Realm Resonance per turn. Okay. Alright. Next card. Diabolica, the Draconique General. That is actually a fascinating design. So it's kind of like a satyr, but dragon. Huh. 4 arms, 2 legs, long ass tail, and kinda wings. Its effect is, if a fiend monster except Diabolica of Draconique General is sent to your graveyard by card effect, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. If it was there when the monster was sent, or hand, even if not, but banish it when it leaves the field. If this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can target one fiend monster in your graveyard, except Diabolical of the Draconique General, add it to your hand, and can only use one Diabolica. Did I skip a line? No. Add it to your hand. You can only use one Diabolica Draconique General effect per turn, and only once that turn. Okay. Owner of the shop. Heard from the local shop I go to for friendly tournaments. It was recently limited to 1, but they're limited to 1. Makes sense. But they still let me use the 3 I have in my Yu-Gi deck because I'm a longtime customer and friend to the owner of the shop. And hey, it pays to know the right people, doesn't it? Altergeist Revitalization. Target one Altergeist Link monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. You can banish this card from your graveyard immediately after this effect resolves. Normal summon one Altergeist monster. You can only use one Altergeist Revitalization effect per turn, and only once that turn. Okay. And the last card in that pack, Unchained Soul of Shyama. Almost said Sayama. You can target one card you control, destroy it. Then you can destroy one spell such trap card in the field. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one fiend monster or one face down card you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon this card. But place it on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. You can only use each effect of the Unchained Soul of Shyama once per turn. Seeing that trend amongst these cards. Alright. And the last pack of Duelist Nexus I have, and then I have 3 packs of Legendary Duelist, and 4 packs of Legacy of Destruction. I decided to get a good spread of what the local shop had. Hey, sorry I went deep into The Sims. Okay, that's what took you so long. Understandable. You're lost in the simulated world. Oh, I'm gonna take a drink. Yeah, this is my buddy Karn. He's partially responsible for my return to Yu-Gi-Oh! The dive is his fault. Alright. Next pick. Get my fingers there. There we go. We had a big laugh at the camp I just made. Ooh. Okay. Alright. I'm just gonna get a general look. Oh, hello. Oh, we got another Kui belt, the Blade Dragon. I'm definitely happy about that. Okay, the Kui belt I actually like. I like that synchro. So I'm definitely considering adding that to a potential deck. Alright, to go in order. Deidara Bochi, or Boki. Cannot be special summoned. You can tribute summon this card face up by tributing one zombie monster. Gains 200 attack for each zombie monster you control, except this card. At the start of your main phase 1, if you have this card and 2 or more zombie monsters other than Deidara Bochi in your graveyard, you can discard one card, add this card to your hand. Okay. Unchained Soul of Sharvara. Wait, do we have another? I think we had another one called like Shyama. I think I'm confusing them. Alright, Fiend Effect. Fiend Effect. During the main phase, if this card is in your hand, quick effect, you can target one Fiend monster or one face down card you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon this card, but while it is face up, in the monster zone, you cannot special summon monsters, except Fiend monsters. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can set one Unchained spell / trap directly from your deck. You can only use each effect of Unchained Soul of Sharvara once per turn. Unchained. Unchained? So, rechained. One toilet for 8 people. Jesus. And eternal country music. Good. Alright, next card. Cornfield Kotal. Illusion effect. If this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by that battle. You can only use each of the following effects of Cornfield Kotal. Once per turn, you can discard this card, add one monster that mentions Chimera Fusion from your deck to your hand, except Cornfield Kotal. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card or plural, you control. While you control Chimera, the flying mythical beast, quick effect, you can banish this card from your field or graveyard, negate that effect, and if you do, destroy that card. Okay. That could be a negate in the right circumstance. Next card, Split Mirror of the Underworld. When you take damage from your opponent's card effect or their monster's attack, apply the appropriate effect based on the type of damage. Battle, special summon one monster from your graveyard with attack less than or equal to the damage, and if you do, end the battle phase after the damage step. Effect: inflict double the damage you took to your opponent. You can only activate one Split Mirror of the Underworld per turn. That second one could be useful. All right, and we got a fancy looking Dark Corridor here. Very fancy. Dark Corridor. Add one Dark World monster from your deck to your hand. Then discard one card. You can only activate one Dark Corridor per turn. Okay. And then we have another Kui belt, the Blade Dragon. I already read that effect before, and I like this card, so I'm likely to add that to a potential deck. Nemleria Dream Devourer. Sorry, we have another ice cream monster. Nice Dark World stuff. I know. Interesting. Nemleria Dream Devourer Reveal or Reveal or Reveal? Reveal. We're going to go with Reveal. Beast effect. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you could banish 3 cards from your extra deck face down, except Dreaming Nemleria. Special summon this card. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck the turn you activate this effect, except Pendulum monsters. You can send one other level 10 beast monster from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard. Set one Nemleria trap directly from your deck. You can only use each effect of Nemleria Dream Devourer Reveal once per turn. Okay. And the last 2 are spells. Breath of Tistinia, or Tistina, sorry. I keep wanting to say Tistinia or Tristinia. During your main phase, you can normal summon one Tistinia monster in addition to your normal summon/set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. You can target one face-up monster you control. If you control a light Tistinia monster, you can target one face-up monster on the field instead. Change that monster to face-down defense position. Then add one Tistina card from your deck to your hand, except both of the Tistina. except Breath of the Testina. You can only use this effect of Breath of the Testina once per turn. And the last card in the deck, sorry, not in the deck, but in the pack, Over Exaggeration. Very appropriate artwork. I do actually like the artwork. At the start of the damage step, if 2 monsters battle, activate one of these effects. Change the attacking monsters to defense position. Return the attack target monster to the hand. Destroy both battling monsters. You can only activate 1 Over Exaggeration per turn. That also could be a useful card. I could see that being a bit of a showstopper, even. Well, not a correction. Showstopper, I guess, implies ending the duel in question. No, showstopper as in like a good move by the opponent player. All right, as we've been doing, all synchros automatically go into the sleeve. I'm putting it backwards. Don't worry, and as I said before, I'm putting all these cards in sleeves, but right now I'm just kind of as soon as I see synchros, I immediately want to get them into a sleeve. But now that those are all from those packs, question to you guys, pretty straightforward. If you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure to leave a like. Of course, I appreciate any support. If you guys are enjoying these, it lets me know if you guys want more content like this. Additionally, I'm going to pile these. So I'm going to put these guys in sleeves later, but trying to keep everything together here. Alright, so these are all the cards unsleeved for right now. So that's for 4 or so packs, this is pretty decent. I do think that's a nice set of cards. Obviously, you can't make a deck out of these really on their own. So far, I would say this in kind of denouncing this as a method to build decks. Pulling packs, even if the packs are from the same pack style, like all of these have been Duelist Nexus, and they have been some similar cards, some duplicates in there. But so far, after technically five packs, I have the number of cards necessary for a deck, but I do not have the correct spread of cards for a deck. But that being said, I do think so far the packs are useful if you're trying to get lucky with what you're trying to draw and kind of enhance a potential deck with more of the generics rather than like a specific theme from these packs that you're drawing. But yeah, we still got a few more packs to go before we are finished up with the packs alone. And as I said at the beginning of the stream, for those who weren't here, but I'll repeat it, today I'm going through 3 different methods of collecting cards and putting together a potential deck. One is just the standard buy random card pack and try and build a deck out of that. I am then also going through a tin method. I only got 1 tin as opposed to multiple. I will say this: if you want to build a deck for card quantity, let alone quality, you need to buy more than 1 tin, but they're completely randomized just like the packs. And of course, the actual correct method of especially if you're brand new to Yu-Gi-Oh, which I'm not brand new, but I might as well be given how many generations of Yu-Gi-Oh I've missed. Yeah, I've been gone since the Edison format was conceptualized, pretty much. 2012, 2013 is when I bowed out. So, but this is the final method, is just 3 copies of a given structure deck, which I've got right here. But let's finish off with the card packs, and then we'll move on to the tin. Because I am actually really curious about the tin. This tin had really mixed reviews on Amazon, I'll tell you that. Like, there was a decent number of people who rated it 1 star. And the main reason by most of them seemed to be that the tin came extremely damaged and dented, apparently. And given that the tin I just got here looks perfectly fine, so far I'm already avoiding the major complaints I saw on that Amazon page. So maybe a lot of those people got unlucky. Alright. Oh, we immediately got a Link Monster. And another Link Monster. Oh, okay. XCs, damn. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. Anyway. First monster, Cyberse Link Effect. Link monsters kind of confuse me a little bit. But I'm an old man trying to fit back in. Remember to sniff the freshly opened pack. Alright, right. It is a little bit like crack, isn't it? Amazon driver probably chucked the boxes. Probably. Wouldn't surprise me. For those who weren't here when I told it earlier, but Amazon fucked up for me today, actually, with my order. So all this stuff most of this came in today, except for the card packs. I bought those directly from a shop. But I ordered a brand, because for those who saw my previous stream, you saw that most of the cards that I have preserved from my old days of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm keeping in a Bakugan card folder, or card binder. I know that's random. I also liked Bakugan, but I ended up dropping Bakugan very quickly. And I put all my Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards in my card binder for it. But I ordered a new binder because, I'm getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! I want to be able to safely store them and not just put them in sleeves and then stack them somewhere on a shelf. I want them in actual proper storage. So I ordered a binder, and I found one on Amazon for like $26. That's a Blue Eyes White Dragon one. I ordered that one. Today it was supposed to arrive, but instead what arrived was a card binder that even had it like on a little UR code thing, a barcode thing that was on the outer plastic of it that said Blue Eyes card binder. What was in the pack was not a Blue Eyes card binder. It was a basketball card binder. I have no idea how you fuck up that badly, because the artwork of the Blue Eyes White Dragon binder on Amazon that they showed off to advertise it is very clearly distinct from that basketball one. The basketball one is maroon and doesn't have a dragon on it. It has a single basketball symbol and a dude scoring a dunk, like a silhouette of a guy scoring a dunk on it. That's it. That's completely different from the Blue Eyes the Blue Eyes binder, which was bright ass white, blue, and silver with a fucking dragon on it. How the hell do you not only mislabel that, but then also ship that incorrectly? They look nothing alike. You have to literally not care about your job whatsoever to fuck that up. Which, to be fair, if you're working at Amazon, can't entirely blame you. So I just wanted to throw that out there, though. So the first is a Link monster, Salamangrate Heatleo, or Hetleo. Not say it's Heatleo. Why don't you even try a different pronunciation? Cyberse Link Effect. Alright. If this card is Link summoned, you can target one card in your opponent's spell and trap zone. Shuffle it into the deck once per turn during the main phase. If this card was Link summoned using Salamangrate Heatleo as material, you can target one face-up monster on the field and one monster in the graveyard. The attack of the first target becomes equal to the other targets until the end of this turn. Okay. Hey, James. Welcome to the stream. Alright, we have, additionally, another Salamangrate Almirage. Okay. This one looks I think I've used this many, many times in Master Duel. At least in the loner decks, not my deck. Almirage is great card. Alright, well, I got a great card then. Awesome. It's got nice shiny lettering too. Quick effect. You contribute this card, then target one monster you control. It cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects this turn. When a normal summon monster you control is destroyed by battle, while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. You can only use this effect of Salamangrate Almirage once per turn. Two. And then we got two XCs. I don't know why, but this one's kind of warped. None of the other cards are warped, but this one's a little warped. Alright, number C79. Batlin Boxer General Kaiser. Warrior XC's effect. Level 3, 3 level 5 monsters. Gains 200, the text is kind of small. Gains 200 attack for each material attached to it once per turn. When your opponent would special summon a monster. Quick effect, you could detach 2 materials from this card, and if you do, negate the summon. And if you do that, destroy the monsters. Wait, what? And if you do that, destroy the monsters. If this card is it has number 79 Batlin Boxer Nova Khazar as material, it gains its effect, this effect. Once per turn, when an attack is declared involving your Batlin Boxer monster and an opponent's monster, you can send one Batlin Boxer monster from your hand to the deck to the graveyard. Hand or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, attach that opponent's monster to this card as material. Okay. Hey boy, more nerd stuff, huh? Yeah, more nerd stuff. I could be doing drugs or alcohol, but instead I'm doing cardboard. I almost said plastic crack. This is cardboard crack. Alright. Next up, we have another Xyz. Number 105, Batlin Boxer Star Cestus, or Cestus. For some reason, there's the text. I guess it's too bright. I definitely gonna have to read the effect. 3 level 4 monsters. Once per chain, during the battle step, if your Batlin Boxer monster battles an opponent's monster, quick effect, you can detach one material from this card. Negate the effects of that opponent's monster while it is face up until the end of this turn. That monster you control cannot be destroyed by that battle. Also, your opponent takes any battle damage you would have taken from that battle. Okay. Me too. And the last card in that pack, Volcanic Queen. Pyro effect. Cannot be normal summoned. Set. Must first be special summoned from your hand to your opponent's field by attributing one monster they control. You cannot normal summon set the turn you special summon this card. Once per turn, you can send one other card you control to the graveyard, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. Once per turn, during your end phase, tribute one other monster to take 1,000 damage. You should know Volcanic Queen from GX anime. I don't recall, no. It's played by the only black guy. Oh. Huh. I do not. I need to rewatch GX because I did not remember this card at all. Good eye. I pulled a blank on that one. Huh, neat. Well, that's the first set of these cards. All right. I'm gonna treat the Xyz and the links like I do the synchros. I'm gonna immediately put them in sleeves as opposed to waiting till I have everything unpacked. Just because they are technically all special extra deck stuff. Yeah, you don't have to see things through race card. Cool. Right, and 2 more sleeves for both the Xyz. He also beats Evil Jaden. Correct. That I will say this: GX and 5Ds both benefit from the same thing, where they went kind of bad shit crazy with the plots. In a good way. I'm not saying the original Yu-Gi-Oh didn't. I mean, the original Yu-Gi-Oh they turned a whole city into a dueling arena, so it's always been kind of there for the whole series, but still, interesting. Alright, so the side. Alright, we got 2 more packs of Legendary Duelist. Let's do the next one. Let's see what we get. That was a great duel, by the way. Yes. Yes, it was. If it's the one I'm thinking of, yes. Each of these only have 5 cards. Alright, Salamander Great Heat Leo. We had one before, so don't need to look that one over. So how do Link monsters work? I dipped from Yu-Gi-Oh! When XCs were a thing. Same as me then, so you and I are in the same boat. Link, how do I put this? Link are another layer of special summon after XCs, and after a lot of fire there. I know, right? It's like it's a burning ring of fire is what I got in front of me. So if my understanding of links are correctly, links take like their placement on the field into account, into like the monster zone. So you see these arrows here. Link monsters have special effects that affect other cards related to where they're pointing. So if I were to place this on the field in a monster zone, in like one of like the elevated monster zones in particular with this one, especially with those 2 corner points, monsters, especially other Link monsters, you would put in connection to on the field to these points would benefit each other with certain effects. Link monsters, would it come in? Yes, I would love it if you came on. That's why I'm in the Asmo stream, is if you wanted to hop on and like give some commentary, because you've been in the game and keeping up with the game for as long as it's been going. I stopped in the same era as Jones here, as Bob Jones here, so I'm completely out of the loop. If you'll probably do a better job of explaining it than I would.
So, okay. Moshi Moshi.
Moshi Moshi.
So, can you pull out the link again? So, to show. So, with the new with the dueling field as it is now, you got your monster zones, your normal ones, and you got the 2 extra monster zones. It's more or less 1 for each player. Your first link card always goes there. And then those points that you have on your card dictates where you can put the next link monster. Sometimes putting them, co-linking them, has some special effects, sometimes they do not. So it dictates more where you can place your next link monster.
Right.
And depending on how many points you have, like Almirage had like 1 point, right?
Yeah.
That's an easy way to see that you only need 1 material to make it. Now with Heat Leo, Heat Leo, you see it needs 3 materials just from the points that are lit up. But you can do something that's called link climbing. If you have already a link monster with, let's say, 2 points lit up, you can count that 1 monster as 2. So you would only need the 2 link with another monster to make Heat Leo, as an example. And that's like the rough way how links work these days.
And correct me if I'm wrong, weren't links added in terms of like the meta reason? Obviously, links as a whole, just like any other generation of special summons, they were a gimmick attached to like a latest anime series to help sell cards. But in terms of like a meta purpose, they could serve. Weren't they supposed to kind of be a counter to like a bunch of layered special summoning?
Yeah, the thing is, Pendulum made the game way too fast.
Right.
So they tried to slow it down with links, because back in the days, even XCs and Synchro and Fusion monsters could only be put on the extra monster zone and to whatever zones link monsters point to. They changed it later because that was shit. Because that lead into decks only running links and a couple odd maybe XZs or Synchro monster, which made every deck kind of look the same. So they tried to slow down the game, didn't manage.
Yeah, didn't because at this point links have kind of become the thing they were meant to fix.
In part, yes. They joined the dark side.
Konami,
But,
never change.
yeah, but now only Pendulum monsters suffer from the problem of having to be played with Link monsters to work.
Yeah, I still
Oh,
think
volcanic
Pendulum's
eruption.
dumb.
That's an AoE, if I recall.
Volcanic eruption. This card is not treated as a volcanic card. During your end phase, if you control Jurassic World, destroy all cards on the field.
Ah, yeah, right. For some reason, he had a lot of crossover with the Dino DNA guy.
Dino DNA guy.
Yeah, I forgot his name. The guy who was into dinosaurs, who had like a dinosaur bone in his leg.
We're not talking about Rex Raptor, are we?
No, he's a GX guy.
I was about to say.
He's the military-looking dude from Raw Yellow.
I need to rewatch that show. I don't remember who you're talking about.
He let Cyrus win at one point.
What?
Because like Cyrus felt like down again, like he was sad because he was like beat by someone again.
Mm.
So he challenged Cyrus into a duel and lost on purpose.
Way to make someone feel better.
Yeah, he lost to like the slowest OTK.
Jesus. Alright, next card is Volcanic Rimfire. Pyro effect. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can activate one of these effects, but you can only use each effect of Volcanic Rimfire once per turn. Banish this card from your graveyard, and if you do, send one volcanic monster from your deck to the graveyard except Volcanic Rimfire. The other effect is banish one Blaze Accelerator card from your face-up field or graveyard. If you do, place one Blaze Accelerator continuous spell/trap card from your hand or deck face-up on your field.
Very important for the deck. It lives and dies by the Blaze Accelerator.
Very clearly.
Rimfire is a great addition.
And Salamangrate Gazelle. Cyberse. If a Salamangrate monster is sent to your graveyard except Salamangrate Gazelle, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can spend one Salamangrate card from your deck to the graveyard except Salamangrate Gazelle. You can only use each effect of Salamangrate Gazelle once per turn.
Fantastic, beautiful card.
It's a beautiful card. Usage is limited.
No, not as much. The Salamangrates love the graveyard.
As much as the Eldliches?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Alright, so this is the last pack.
And so do the Volcanics. Volcanics love the graveyard.
This is the last pack of Legendary Duelists. Soul Burning Volcano. Alright, first one, Volcanic Shell. Pyro effect.
That's my bonus on the pack. The character on the pack.
Oh.
Like if you get the plastic. Yeah, that guy's called Soul Burner.
Is he one of the characters from Arc 5? Or
No, he's from Reigns.
Yeah, okay. Is that a good show? Again, having not kept up at all, I am completely lost on the anime.
It's kind of a good show, I think. I haven't watched it entirely.
Got any Yubel cards?
Yubel is pretty good at the moment. They gave Yubel some nice stuff.
I don't think I do. Yeah, I'm not. I don't think so. But yeah,
Yubel, the only really non-binary main villain.
And a villain at that. Volcanic Shell. Once per turn, you can pay 500 life points to add one Volcanic Shell from your deck to your hand. This card must be in the graveyard to activate and to resolve this effect.
See? They love the graveyard.
Yeah. Battleland Boxer Glassjaw. I've seen this being used in some of the solo decks I've had to go up against in Master Duel. If this card is targeted for an attack, destroy this card. When this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can target one Battleland Boxer monster in your graveyard, except Battleland Boxer Glassjaw. Add it to your hand. And we have 2 XCs here. Number 79, Battleland Boxer Nova Kazar.
Oh, he looks awesome.
It does. I do like the card art. That looks really nice. I will give XCs this. It's a very surface level thing, but the I do like the dark kind of space aesthetic that they have, and I also like how if you put them next to like a synchro card, they kind of like mirror each other. It's like a yin
Yeah,
and
but
yang
that
thing.
means you cannot get the dark synchro monsters because XC cards also have the inverse levels. Like if you see they are on the left instead of the right.
Oh yeah, right.
You don't want to know how long it took me for that to notice that.
I only just noticed that because you pointed it out. Quirky. Number 79, Battleland Boxer Nova Kazar. 2 level 4 monsters, gains 100 attack for each material attached to it. Once per turn during your main phase, you can attach 1 Battleland Boxer monster from your hand to you or your graveyard to this card as material. When this card is in your possession is destroyed by your opponent's card and sent to your graveyard, while it has material, you can target 1 level 4 or lower Battleland Boxer monster in your graveyard up to the number of materials this card had in the field. Special summon them. Okay.
It's so odd. Battling boxers are like based on the battle phase. They're supposed to be those great warriors, but most of the effects go off when they eat shit.
Well, I think that's the idea. Is like, oh, you're a great warrior, but when you start losing, it's kind of like a Rocky moment. You got to bounce back.
Yeah, but then you have Elvis here, like, healing someone.
James Lane says, Predaplant Verte Anaconda is a good link monster. About to get a fusion monster up by pay 2k life points and send a fusion card to the graveyard.
Yeah, I use that one in any fusion deck I have.
Okay. Battleland Boxer Promoter, Warrior Effect. I swear the text on these is getting like more and more in depth. If your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You contribute this card, special summon it up to 2 Battleland Boxer monsters from different with different names from your deck, except Battleland Boxer Promoter. You can banish this card from your graveyard, increase or decrease the levels of all Battleland Boxer monsters you currently control by 1. You can only use each effective Battleland Boxer Promoter once per turn. Also, you cannot special summon monsters during the turn you activate any of this card's effects, except Battleland Boxer monsters. And then the final one here. Number 105, Battleland Boxer Star Cestus. And we had one of these before. So,
It's Cestus.
Well, it's Cestus? I thought.
Yeah, like the Greek fist weapon.
Oh. Maybe I guess I've been saying it wrong the whole time. Cestus. Alright, so real quick, we're going to throw both those XCs into some sleeves. And then we'll open the last 3 packs, and from there we'll then move on to the tin. I am really curious about the tin. I think it's either gonna be other shit.
Can you also stream it on Discord, because I have the stream delay, so my commentary is a little bit delayed.
I don't think so. I think OBS like tries to control whatever camera you have.
No,
active.
it will. Oh, okay, then it's fine. Yeah. If it's going to make it fit, I'm just going to deal with it.
Yeah, it's not opening.
No, it's fine. I blame OBS. Brought to you by disappointment.
You get what you pay for. It's free.
Oh shit.
What?
But the colors on your stream.
Crap.
It's green and purple.
What?
I thought this says this, Pierce. I thought it's Greek and not Latin.
That's quirky. I think that's because I tried to connect it. Hold on, let me try.
That's trippy.
Yeah. Hold on. When in doubt. Oh, great. OBS is not responding. Don't do this to me.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Let's try and deactivate, reactivate.
Yeah, this looks normal.
Let's give it a second. There we go. Just gotta figure out how to do the technical.
The infinite Asmogan.
I'm not that fat.
Hey, the quality went up.
Well, no, I think I altered the autofocus. There we go. Okay. Actually, this might be an approach we can use.
Yeah, like volcanic eruption. Volcanics, they are a fun burn strategy, especially if you got volcanic counter in your graveyard. It's like magic cylinder, but not on the field.
I will say this. If we're doing a pack comparison here, legendary duelist packs have way less cards than duelist Nexus, because 3 packs of legendary duelists is about that many cards. It's not
Yeah, it
very
says
many.
9 cards per pack.
Yeah. The packs you get per duelist Nexus is way more because it's 5 versus 9. So if you're looking for just like card quantity you want to try and draw or run from, definitely I'd recommend getting Duelist Nexus over Legendary Duelist. Although Legendary Duelist did have better cards as of now.
I always do it the way where I buy structure decks as a skeleton, and then I fill out the rest with
I mean
either singletons or whatever I have on
yeah,
hand.
that's what I've done with this. But putting that aside, we have 3 packs left to draw from.
Ah, it's almost time to jack off.
Well, we're gonna do the tin first. All right.
Gandora of Destruction.
All right. So these also, like Duelist Nexus, have 9 cards per pack.
Yugi's deck was weird that it also included Gandora.
I do like how like when the community like talks about like Yugi or Kaiba's decks, but both of them had like 4 decks throughout the anime.
Oh, that's way more than 4.
Yeah. All right, so just doing an initial rub through, mostly spells and traps. There's like 3 monsters, and we did get 1 Xyz. All right, so first card, Cooling Embers, 3 stars. Pyro effect. If a player gains life points except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, if a player gains life points while this card is in the monster zone, except during the damage step, you can make one player gain 1,000 life points.
Yeah, that's pack filler.
Yep. Golgoyle, the Steel Seismic Smasher.
Oh, that's a retrain.
A retrain?
That's based on an obscure normal monster.
Oh. Let's see. Illusion effect. He's definitely built for defense in terms of raw stats, but let's see his effect. If this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by that battle. You can only use each of the following effects of Gargoyle, the Steel Seismic Smasher, once per turn. After damage calculation, if your machine or illusion monster battled, you can target one of your monsters that is banished or in your graveyard, special summon it. If this card is banished from the field, you can special summon it. Okay. Sinful Spoils of Slumber, Morian. Okay. Trying to do
Sinful Spoils of Slumber.
Yeah, I don't know this card. That's for sure. So far, a lot of these I don't know, to be fair, though. Alright. Well, reading its effect here. Target one face-up special summon monster on the field. Change it to face-down defense position. If you control a level 5 or higher illusion monster while this card is in your graveyard, you can set this card but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use 1 Sinful Spoils of Slumber Morian effect per turn, and only once that turn.
Okay, it's a Book of Moon as a trap card.
Extinguishing the Ascend or Ascend.
Oh, Ascent. Oh, that's a cool archetype. It's all based on Dark Souls.
I wonder if this lamp is too bright because everything is getting like whited out.
That's a problem with Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They're a little bit. They're very glossy, actually. So if you put light against them, it's immediately like this.
Yeah.
It's so people don't copy it. Copy them.
I suppose so. Alright, extinguishing the Ascend. Send 1 dark pyro monster from your deck to the graveyard. Then you can add 1 level 5 or higher pyro monster from your graveyard to your hand. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon from the extra deck, except pyro monsters. You can banish this card from your graveyard, fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand or field as material. You can only use each effect of extinguishing the Ascend once per turn. Alright, next up is a Xyz.
Goblin Biker.
Goblin Biker Troika Gruyere. That is...
Yeah, they made an entire archetype of goblins
I'm
on
not calling
animals.
those goblins. Those are gerbils. This is not fucking okay. Hold on. Sorry. Those are not goblins. Those are fucking gerbils. That is not a goblin.
Yeah, the goblin is not on there.
Somebody get somebody get
Pest control.
somebody get Konami on the phone. I need to sue because this is fucking slander
Oh yeah, they are
against.
mogwai. They are gremlins.
This is lies, is what this is. Those are rodents.
Maybe the goblins are the friends we made along the way.
Please. All right, Goblin, Biker, Troika, Grier. While 3 or more Xyz materials are attached to monsters on the field, Goblin quote-unquote monsters you control can attack directly. Once per turn, if a monster, plural, is normal or special summoned while this card is in the monster zone except during the damage step, you can target one of these monsters, detach one material from a monster on either field, and if you do, change the targeted monster's battle position. Once per turn, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can detach one material from a monster on either field, and if you do, negate the attack.
Huh, that's what it does.
Apparently, mouse bikers from
I've
Mars.
seen
Will be
goblin
printed. Yeah.
cards, biker cards being played against me, but I never got much to see what they do.
Oh, we got another GX card, Ancient Gear Commander.
Well, it's not a GX card, it's for a GX deck. It didn't appear during GX.
Isn't this the same one that Crowler used?
No, I'm pretty sure he did not use that one. And by the way, it would look weird because this guy is styled after Crowler. He has the blade on his chest like Crowler's dual disc.
Yeah, Crowler's freaking. I always called it the electric guitar
Oh
dual
wait,
disc.
no, it's called the dual vest. My
Dual bass. Oh,
apologies.
that's stupid. Crowler was lame on all fronts.
His name in the Japanese version is 10 times better. It's Chrono Vinidici. Crowler sounds like insult. It sounds like a slur to gay people.
Does it?
For me, it does.
Is there a German slur? I'm not aware. Don't say it.
Not that I know of.
Okay. Sengen Summoning spell card. During your main phase, 1 fire dragon monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. During your main phase, you can add 1 Tempei or Tempai dragon monster from your deck to your hand. Then discard 1 card.
This card is amazing.
Is it?
Yeah, Tenpai is like one of the best turn 2 decks you can play. Like the best, actually.
You can.
Oh, James, I know he uses Gear Monsters, but I don't think he uses Gear Commander. Gear Commander is a new card.
How new is it? When are they?
But yeah, Sengen Summoning is amazing. If you have Tenpai monsters.
I do not. From your deck.
You do have one. I saw it in the last stream.
I do.
Not last stream. When I think your girlfriend opened a pack yesterday. I think there was a Tenpai.
Right. Yeah, she did. Tempai dragon monster. Discard 1 card. You can only use this effect if Sengen summoning once per turn. If this card is destroyed during the battle phase, you can target 1 dragon synchro monster you control, double its attack. Interesting.
Yeah, you can pop it yourself. By the way, you can trigger this yourself. It's great. I want to say it's awful, but I don't want people to think it's a bad card because it's the opposite.
Let's see. We have double day or double
Die.
Double die. Okay. Activate one of these effects. If you control no monsters, special summon 1 level 4 warrior monster from your deck. That's pretty straightforward. Target 1 warrior monster you control. Special summon 1 earth warrior monster with an equal or lower attack from your deck or graveyard. You can only activate 1 double die per turn. Pretty straightforward.
Too bad it's too slow to matter.
Yeah. Ancient Gear Duel. Ancient Gear Golem and monsters that mention it in your monster zone are unaffected by your opponent's activated monster effects. If your opponent controls a monster, you could fusion summon one fusion monster that mentions Ancient Gear Golem from your extra deck by banishing monsters from your field or graveyard as material, including Ancient Gear Golem. Including Ancient Gear Golem you control. And if you do, it can make up to 3 attacks during each battle phase. You can only use this effect of Ancient Gear Duel once per turn. And then we have our.
That would be a
Ancient
good
Gear
effect if it was not on a trap card.
Alright, so this the commander has no attack to speak of. Well, it's 500, so next to no attack. But has 2,000 defense, so not a bad defender. Let's see. Does any of the fluff text remind me of Crowler? You can send one Ancient Gear Golem from your hand, deck, or face-up monster zone to the graveyard. Immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon one Ancient Gear monster. If you normal or special summon Ancient Gear Golem, except during the damage step, you could special summon one Ancient Gear Golem from your hand or graveyard, ignoring its summoning conditions. You could banish this card from your graveyard, place one Ancient Gear Continuous Trap from your hand, face up on your field. You can only use each effective Ancient Gear commander once per turn.
Now that's how you use Ancient Gear Duel. You kill this guy.
Okay. Oh, by the way, I finally took off my wrappings today to see my burns. They're healing pretty good.
Oh, it's nice. Maybe you get some scars from it, some gnarly scars.
I doubt it.
By the way, YouTube doesn't like it when you show that stuff.
Oh.
Thought
Well,
I'd tell you that.
The stream hasn't been taken down yet. I think we're fine.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't take it down. I think it just demonetizes it or puts it to yellow.
I don't care if they demonetize it. You know, they don't take it down. I hate it when they take down my videos. It's annoying.
Ancient Gear Duel. Sir Crowler, are you calling me a sir? No, I mean miss. What? I'm a doctor.
It's amazing how that joke is aged, right? Given the modern day.
Oh, it aged beautifully. It's like fine wine.
Jesus.
Fine prison toilet wine.
Fuck me, man. Things that were jokes. Oh, I got a pendulum in here. Yay.
Hey, Ragnarika.
Alright. Ragnarok hunting dance. To be honest, I only know.
Okay, funny enough, that pendulum monster that you have there isn't used in the pendulum deck.
What?
Melodious, that archetype is a fusion deck. This card exists as a crutch. You are going to, when you are reading it, you are going to know why.
Okay.
It's not the first time they do that. Lunar Lights is also not the pendulum deck, and it has 2 pendulum monsters that are fantastic.
Ragnarok hunting dance. Target cards your opponent controls up to the number of different monster types among the link monsters you control that are insect, plant, or reptile. Destroy them if a face-up insect, plant, or reptile monsters you control is destroyed by battle or card effect. While this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there. You can banish this card, then target one monster your opponent controls, destroying it. Destroy it. You can only use each effect of Ragnarok hunting dance once per turn. Refrain the melodious. Melodious. Yeah, no, it's melodious.
Melodious.
Melodious. Fucking.
Yes.
Well, I don't know how I feel. I'm having a. English is your second language, and you're figuring out how to say this better than I can.
Third, I learned a bit of Portuguese before English.
Okay, third language. That makes me feel worse, not better. Okay, so all right, pendulum have 2 layers of effects, don't they?
Yes, one if you place him as a back row card.
Okay, I'm telling you this right now. In 2 generations of like anime, where they add the next layer of special summoning, by the time we get to that point, only like this tiny sliver up here is going to be art, and the rest is just going to be fucking text.
Dude, I've seen people do full art cards, and they manage to do it beautifully. It makes me so mad that Konami doesn't do that.
Do you have any sample pictures I could look at for that? I'm curious.
Oof, maybe.
Alright, let me read this while you look. Refrain the Meliodas Songstress, first box. You can target one Meliodas fusion monster you control, send one Meliodas monster from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, the targeted monster gains attack equal to the level of that monster. A level of that monster sent to the graveyard times 200 until the end of this turn. You can only use this effect of Refrain the Meliodas, Melodious Songstress once per turn. Fairy Pendulum effect. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add one Melodious. I keep doing that. Melodious monster from your deck to your hand, except Refrain the Melodious Songstress. If a Melodious fusion monster is special summoned to your field, while this card is face up in your extra deck, except during the damage step, you can place this card in your Pendulum zone and can only use each effect of Refrain the Melodious Songstress once per turn. Okay then.
It's a it's to make an old deck work more in modern times.
Gotcha. So wait, are Pendulum cards kept in the extra deck? I thought they went in the normal deck.
Okay, no, pendulums are in the normal deck until they get destroyed. Then they go face up in the extra deck,
Not the graveyard?
not the graveyard. A pendulum monster never hits the graveyard.
So weird to me.
I know it's weird.
Okay, simultaneous equation cannons.
Oh, that one is fun.
Let's see. Banish one fusion monster and two Xyz monsters with the same rank from your extra deck, whose combined level and ranks equal to the total number of cards in both players' hands and on the field. Then you can apply this effect. Return two of your banished monsters to the extra deck. One Xyz and one fusion, whose combined level and rank equal the level or rank of one face-up monster your opponent controls. Then banish all cards they control.
Yeah, this card
What the fuck?
is an extension from a different card, a card called Linear Equation Cannon. It's one of very few Yu-Gi-Oh cards that forces your opponent to do math.
The ultimate weakness of Yu-Gi-Oh players: do math.
Well, soap, but math is a close third.
Oh, that's right.
It's soap, reading, and math.
I do like that. That is depressing. That is still the stereotype for like Yu-Gi-Oh players is they stink. To be fair, it's been cemented since didn't Bandai make it, not Bandai, Konami make it like official tournament rules that you have to bathe or you can be penalized.
Yes, you can get kicked from your
That is so weird to
finals
me.
if you stink.
That is so weird to me. All right, let me rant for like a second here. My entire life, I am petrified of going into public and smelling. Like, that is a petrifying fear I have. The last thing I want is to meet somebody and them walk away from me thinking that he's the stinky guy. I hate the idea of that. And listen, I'm not even a clean freak. It's just specifically how I smell and like how much body odor I'm giving off. I've always been paranoid about that. So the fact that there's a bunch of guys who unironically go to a tournament, which is going to be full of people, and stink up the room and not put on deodorant, not bathe, and do it without any kind of self-awareness or shame. It's like, how do you live like that? Like, I do not get that at all.
They don't penalize them by some points. They kick them out if there are enough complaints against them.
Which, in my opinion, that's fair. Like,
Which lead people.
it's a public place during a public event. If you
By the way,
are... Ugh.
Asmo, that lead people to theorize weaponizing stank against people, where like they spray them with liquid ass or something. So they can call the judge and say like the opponent stinks.
Well, didn't a Yu-Gi-Oh player legendarily during a tournament take one of his opponent's cards and eat it so that his deck list wouldn't match, so that he'd get kicked out? I
Yeah,
feel like
I've
I
heard
heard that
something, but
story somewhere.
I don't know if that's just a rumor, to be honest.
That might be a rumor or a myth, but I believe the sad thing is it's debatable. Like that's the state of the sphere.
Man, if I go to a tourney and someone like eats, I don't know, my fucking like a copy of Bonfire, I would fucking freak.
You,
$80 down that guy's throat.
you'd go murder hobo on his ass. Hey,
You,
USA Libertarian, is Yu-Gi-Oh considered relatively based? If so, why? I mean, yes.
yeah, like even with the censorship that it often has, you still have very sexy looking females as an example.
Yeah,
No, penalties in Yu-Gi-Oh don't really exist. Either you can continue or you get kicked out.
yeah. Which again, for stinking in public, I think that's fair. Right. So next
I
card
guess you
is
get the equivalent of a yellow card as well.
Sangan Cayman. I mean, I would say this: like, if someone came in a little stinky, and they had a way to like, hey, do you have deodorant on you? Do you have body spray? Like,
Honestly,
I would tell
deodorant doesn't
them,
make it better.
huh?
On a deodorant for me, I think for me it doesn't make it better. Just you put another level of stench on top of your original stench.
Well, it depends on the deodorant. I think there are plenty of deodorant that smell good, or at the very least, don't smell offensive. So I think if you have that on you, like, and you just forgot to put it on or forgot to do that, obviously you should bathe yourself. You should just smell fine without it. But if you have a way to at least conceal the bad smell as a tournament runner, I would be like, okay, go in the bathroom, put that on, and if you come out and you
Um,
don't stink anymore, you can stay. If you come
one
out and despite putting that on, you still smell like ass, I'm kicking you out.
one of the most common gifts that's given to people who partake in YCSs is shampoo and deodorant.
Oh, I found a double die in there. We already looked at a double die. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Like from Monster Inc. Code 2319. Code 2319.
I never watched that movie.
Really?
Yeah, I played the video game. Strangely enough, I never watched the movie.
Goddamn, dude. Sangan Cayman. Apply one of these effects, or if you activated this card during the battle phase, you can apply any of them in sequence. Add one level 4 or lower fire dragon monster from your deck to your hand. Special summon one fire dragon monster from your hand. You can only activate one Sangan Cayman per turn.
Fucking fantastic.
This one's got a pretty holographic.
Oh yeah, that's actually part of a deck I want to build. The Ragnarika.
Ragnarika.
Yeah, they have some beautiful artwork.
Ragnarika Bloom. Insect, plant, and reptile monsters on the field gain 300 attack/defense. Also, all other monsters on the field lose 300 attack and defense. Ooh, okay. During your main phase, you can activate one of these effects. Add one Ragnarika monster from your deck to your hand, then discard one card. Or special summon one of your Ragnarika monsters from your hand, graveyard, or banishment in defense position. You can only use this effect of Ragnarika Bloom once per turn. Alright. Ragnarika Samurai Beetle. That's kind of cool looking. And that is a pretty clever way to combine the samurai aesthetic with like an insect.
Yeah, and but the farther up you get with the Ragnarikas, the weirder they become.
Hey, Caboose. Ow, the door hurt me, Joey.
Hmm?
What? Do we miss something? Oh, the abridged. Okay.
Oh, when they tried to kick in the door to get to Yugi.
Uh,
When Yugi was dueling Bandit Keith.
okay. Let me read the text here. You can special summon this card from your hand. By placing one of your banished insect, plant, or reptile monsters in the bottom of your main deck, you can only special summon Ragnarok Samurai Beetle once per turn. This way, if this card is sent to the graveyard as material for a Ragnarok Link monster, you can target one level 4 or lower insect, plant, or reptile monster in your graveyard except Ragnarok Samurai Beetle. Special summon it in defense position. You can only use this effect of Ragnarok Samurai Beetle once per turn. Okay.
Nice basic card.
Yeah. We have a fusion monster here. Bacha or Baka, the Melodious Maestra. Maestra. When you control this fusion summoned monster, summoned card, the activated effects of your Melodious fusion monsters cannot be negated. You can only use each of the following effects of Bacha, the Melodious Maestra once per turn, and if this card is special summoned, you can special summon one Melodious monster from your deck. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one Melodious monster in your graveyard except Bacha, the Melodious Maestra. Special summon it in defense position. Okay.
That's a terrible, terrible name named archetype for you to say.
Melodious.
Oh, light swans. Oh, they are spicy. They are a self-milled deck.
I'm trying to make out the one.
Oh, that's funny. That's a German word.
Weiss?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it mean white?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so maybe I'm crazy, but doesn't her face or his face, whatever this is supposed to be, their face look kind of like a metal beak and some crazy eyes? Or am I
Well,
looking at that wrong?
read her name, then you know why.
Lightsworn Archfiend. Fuck me, an Archfiend?
Yes, they have a storyline.
Okay, this
Light
Archfiend is
Swans.
having an identity crisis. I'm like a devil, but totally angelic.
Well, Light Swans is all about self-sacrifice.
It's strange to me that a Archfiend could be a Lightsworn.
A dog is a Light Swan.
And these.
And the biggest dragon. Judgment Dragon is like an amazing card.
Alright, it's a tuner. Oh, okay, it's a tuner. I'm so used to tuners looking like the cartoony, like chibis most of the time.
Yeah, or robotic, right?
Yeah, like that's what a lot of tuners look like. So I'm always thrown off when like something that looks like this is a tuner. Okay, you can place one other Lightsworn card from your hand on top of the. Oh, I just noticed it has no attack and only defense. Okay, that makes sense.
Doesn't matter with them.
It's true. On top of the deck, special summon this card from your hand, then send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. If this card is sent from the deck to the graveyard, you can target one Lightsworn monster in your graveyard, except Weiss, Lightsworn Archfiend. Special summon it. You can only use each effective Weiss, Lightsworn Archfiend once per turn. Okay.
So you can see how that escalates if you got a bunch of monsters.
I can see that. So if you have like a whole Lightsworn deck, that can be
Yeah, there are many times Lightsworn decks were meta, and to this day they are pretty brutal, especially with all the new stuff that they got.
All right. So I'll put Bacha in the sleeve for now, and the rest we'll sleeve up later. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's right. I have my brain skipped a step. We have one more pack left of this. Lord Odokuro, welcome to stream, man. How you doing? And here to ruin the stream with. How you ruin it? Nah, you ain't ruin it. You're enhancing it. All right.
That's what I'm supposed to ruin the stream.
No, both of you are enhancing it with your knowledge. Knowledge is power, gentlemen, and you're giving me free
Guarded
power.
well.
Indeed. Alright, so here's the last pack, and then we'll move on to the tin. Alright, here we go. So here's the spread. We already put that one down. Any duplicates I'll just put down. We haven't had very many duplicates so far. Oh, okay, well, there was only one duplicate in the pack. Okay. Tom Henry, welcome to the stream. What packs are you opening? So, you're coming in at the tail end of the packs. So with the packs, I'm on my last one of Legacy of Destruction. We also opened 3 Legendary Duelist Soul Burning Volcano, and 4 packs of Duelist Nexus.
Excuse me, in Papa's footstep? I don't even know that card.
Oh, we're about to read it. So those are the packs, and for those who haven't been here since the beginning of the stream, I'll reiterate this real quick. So today in the stream, I'm going over like 3 different like angles of like initial card collection that a new person might go through. Technically speaking, I am new because I'm returning. I'm a returning player because I played Yu-Gi-Oh way back when, all the way up to when the Edison format was conceptualized effectively. Because I stopped playing right as or right before XCs was a thing. 5Ds was wrapping up back in the day, and that's still my favorite of the anime. Which is interesting because 5Ds wasn't my first anime. My first anime was GX, and then I watched the original Yu-Gi-Oh! And reruns, and then I watched 5Ds after those two. And I still think 5Ds is the peak of the series so far. Granted, I only just started watching Arc 5, and I'm going to catch up with all the latest of the anime. Being an adult doing that does feel a little weird because I'm not as in the mindset as I once was. But it's still fun, and I end up making... I've made a couple of jokes to myself as I've been watching Arc 5, so... But yeah, we're almost done with the packs. Then we're going to open the tin. And then after the tin, we got the 3 structure decks. The 3 structure decks to go through, the Crimson King. So here's the final pack. Age not equal to mindset, not equal mindset. That is true. There are many adults who are be strong. Alright, so first card. In Papa's Footsteps. So the effect is, if a card, plural, is sent to the graveyard except in Papa's Footsteps, banish up to 5 cards from your graveyard face down. Then, if 7 or more of your cards are currently banished face down, your opponent banishes as many cards as possible from their graveyard, max of 5,
What?
face down. That's an interesting effect. Been playing for like 23 years straight. Damn, nice. Yeah, I played since I was. I'd been collecting and playing since I was 6 or 7, so 2007 to 2014 about, and then I stopped, and just now I'm getting back into it. That's an interesting spell card. Trap card. We have a Lightsworn Aegis. Target one face-up card your opponent controls up to the number of Lightsworn monsters you control. Negate their effects until the end of this turn. If this card is sent from the deck to the graveyard, you can set this card. You can only use each effective Lightsworn Aegis once per turn.
Good card.
That's a good card.
There's nothing to say about it. It's a useful spam.
I found a card that perfectly represents a friend of ours.
I already saw the title, Tantrum.
Tantrum Toddler.
Man, it's a shame that this booster pack doesn't have Baguska, the terribly tired tapir. Which is censored, by the way. In the Japanese version, it's not tired, it's drunk.
Drunk. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's called like Baguska the Drunk Stupor Beast.
Well, they had to censor it probably for the West.
Yeah, because it was pissed drunk and stinking.
Talk about a card to represent the fan base.
Yes.
I'm joking. It's funny.
I'm also do nothing else but drink and stink, I guess.
Let's see. Once per chain. So Tantrum Toddler, level 1 XEs. Okay. So once per chain, sorry. If a card or effect activation is negated, except during the damage step, you can attach up to 1 card for 1 card each from your graveyard and your opponent's graveyard to this card as material. This card gains effects based on the number of materials attached to it. 1 plus gains 700 attack / defense for each material attached to it. 4 plus cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, and 8 plus quick effect, you can detach 4 materials from this card, destroy all cards on the field. I
Which is
suppose that's
slow.
the tantrum. Yeah.
I think I will throw a tantrum trying to pull it off.
I wonder if anyone has that, especially that last part.
100%.
Really?
Yeah, dude. If people manage to cheat Rongo Miniat, they can cheat that.
Okay then.
Even though if you cheat out Rongo Miniat the right way, the opponent literally cannot play his turn.
Alright, next card is a fusion monster. Enlightenment Dragon.
Oh, is that the new version of JD?
Maybe.
Judgment. Yeah, it takes Judgment Dragon as a fusion material.
Yeah.
Oh, so this guy has a lot to play up to. Let's see.
Alright, Judgment Dragon plus Punishment Dragon. Must be special summoned from your extra deck by banishing the above monsters. One each from your field and graveyard. Once per turn, quick effect, you can pay 2,000 life points, banish all other cards in the field and in the graveyards. Okay. Once per turn, during your end phase, send the top 4 cards of your deck to the graveyard. If this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can add 2 of your banished monsters to your hand. 1 Judgment Dragon and 1 Punishment Dragon. Then you can special summon both, ignoring their summoning conditions.
Whoa. Okay, this guy's a worthy successor.
What the fuck? I feel like
Yeah, that's a good one.
This is a good card.
Like this one does well in the Lightsworn deck.
Getting another sleeve.
Like JD, Judgment Dragon is one of those legacy cards. Like you need to treat with respect.
Yeah, this is a good card. Holy shit.
The guys at Konami. At 2,000 life points for an entire board banish.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, what's the? I know this was a saying when I was playing the game way back when, but I'm assuming it's still the saying. The only life point that matters is the last one.
Yes.
Yeah. That was always
unless
a
you
saying.
then die to Sparks, because if you die to Sparks, you are literally
Which I told you that last time. I actually killed someone with Sparks.
Yeah, you are legally required to stop the game and play Magic instead.
All right, Ancient Gear Tanker. And we got another Crowler deck card here. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can special summon 1 Ancient Gear monster from your hand, except Ancient Gear Tanker, ignoring its summoning conditions, or if your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon from your graveyard instead. You can target 1 face-up card you control, destroy it. Also, for the rest of this turn, all monsters you control are Ancient Gear Golem, or mention it gains 600 attack. You can only use each effective Ancient Gear Tanker once per turn.
It's a basic card to rejuvenate an old archetype. Well, basic. Like, look at the fucking wall of text to make it work.
True. Do
you want to try?
I'm trying. Sure. Mementotalin.
Yeah, it's based off Memento. It's an archetype that uses old forgotten cards.
Mementotalin. Fuck.
Yeah. Mementotalin.
Mementotalin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Fusion. During the main phase, fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as material, including a memento monster. If a monster's in your possession was destroyed by card effect this turn, you can also shuffle memento monsters from your graveyard. Into the deck as material. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, destroy 1 monster you control, and if you do add 1 memento spell trap card from your deck to your hand, you can only use each effective memento total infusion once per turn.
It's a fantastic fusion card. It works very well with the deck. You want to destroy some of your own monsters yourself. It's a great card for a fantastic deck that's a bunch of like remakes of old cards. It's beautiful.
Nice. We've had some pretty good draws on today, or a couple anyway. Next card is White Lord.
I'm already seeing his stupid haircut.
I actually like
The
this.
right decks is amazing.
I look
In
at
part,
the White Lord and I imagine him speaking. Well, I say, bringeth here shortly. Hello, hello.
the entire archetype is based on the misspelling.
A misspelling? A
Yes,
white?
Skull's Servant. You remember
Oh,
that
okay.
old ass card?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, its actual name in Japanese is White.
Oh,
So this deck that's called in English Skull Servant has, because of that, really funny effect text because they always have to mention Skull Servant,
okay.
which you are now going to read.
Yeah, this card's name becomes Skull Servant while in the graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects of White Lord once per turn. If you have Skull Servant or King of the Skull Servants in your graveyard, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Send cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard up to the number of Skull Servant and King of Skull Servants in your graveyard. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Skull Servant or King of the Skull Servants in your graveyard, special summon it. Okay. It's actually more of a mouthful than I was expecting for a 1 star.
It's not the same fuck up as with Rock the Jam, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Because if they did it the right way from the beginning, all that Skull Servant and Skull Servant Lord would have just been white.
Alright, so the last card in that pack, and the packs as a whole, Ragnarika Armored Lizard. You can special summon this card from your hand by banishing one insect, plant, or reptile monster from your graveyard. You can only special summon Ragnarika Armored Lizard once per turn this way. You can discard one insect, plant, or reptile monster, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls, except an insect, plant, or reptile monster. Return it to the hand. Return it to the hand. You can only use this effect of Ragnarika Armored Lizard once per turn. And with that, we are done with the packs, and we're going to be moving on to the tin in just a second here.
A cheap spinner. Who needs more? Oh wait, no, it's not called spinning, it's bouncing. Spinning is into the deck, bouncing is to the hand.
Terminology.
That no one needs.
Alright, so just to recap. So this was from 3 packs of Lord of Destruction. Oh, sorry, Legacy of Destruction. So all the sleeves are all extra deck or special cards. Same goes. This is from 3 packs of the what here? Legendary Duelist Soul Burning Volcano. Not very many, but we got plenty of special summon cards. So quality over quantity in a sense. And for after 4 packs, technically 5, but 4 packs of Duelist Nexus, we got a lot more cards, quantity-wise, and a deck's worth, effectively. But quality-wise, not so much. Not that it was terrible in quality, but yeah. So that's from the packs. Now we're going to move on to the tin, which is the biggest mystery box out of all these things. So with packs are pretty much the straightforward way to collect cards for Yu-Gi-Oh! And pretty much any card game, actually. With tins, I don't know what their reputation is nowadays. I don't even remember. I'm trying to go off of memory. I'm trying to remember what tins had for reputation when I was younger. I don't remember tins hardly at all. Like, I remember packs being the thing. So
I remember the tints in my youth having the problem that the color like flakes off after like 2 weeks.
yeah. I remember my mom getting pissed that I had so many tins and she made me do something with them, so I stored a bunch of marbles in them.
And by the way, if you notice, like a bunch of the hieroglyphs on the tin is like shit posts.
Are they?
Yeah, dude, you have like a pig there.
Oh yeah, I got a pig there. I think that's like some kind of weasel and a candle.
And they have like really crudely drawn animals. Somewhere there must be like a really funny looking duck.
I mean, yeah, like the most straightforward thing is like you have the Millennium Puzzle and then obelisk.
Yeah, because if I recall, like in the
Obelisk
original
Cipher,
manga panel, the piece of rock that this is based off also has a bunch of duels.
So Those card packs I just showed you guys all added up to about 70 or 80 bucks. What? No, hold on. So, let me remember my math here. Actually, no, sorry. They added up to $55, roughly. Because the Legacy of Destruction packs were the most expensive ones. They were like $4.45 a pack before tax, and then the Duelist Nexus were like 3 something. So this tin on its own is just about $15 from Amazon. So
I'm going to laugh at it gives you a bunch of like gold format stuff.
I have a feeling it's going to be gold format or just garbage packs in general.
Gold.
Because it's
That's it.
really
Meh.
cheap. There's no way these are going to be good. So it comes with 3 packs on the inside. Oh, they're actually kind of
Okay,
thick,
for a
too.
second I thought I read Pharaoh Servant. I would have laughed my ass off.
The Pharaoh, tin of the Pharaoh gods. 18 cards in each of these packs. These are probably... So given how cheap this tin is... I'm just checking to see if there's anything else. There's not. Okay, just making sure. So
Back in school, when you know some kid had one of those tins, it was filled with cards bound together with like
rubber bands.
um,
Rubber bands was the
band,
thing
yes.
here. That it was either rubber bands or if girls played. Which fun fact, there were girls at least in my age, back when I was in school that played Yu-Gi-Oh.
They used the hair scrunchie.
Yeah, that was about what I was gonna say. They used the hair elastic. But you could basically tell if it was a girl or a boy's deck at a glance, if there was a hair tie or if it was a rubber band. Rubber band, it was a boy. Hair tie, it was a girl's. And if you saw the hair tie, you knew to stay away from it.
I only know 2 girls who played Yu-Gi-Oh, and yes, they did perfume their deck.
Yeah. All right, so let's go through these. Let's see if this mystery box tin is worth an investment. There's some really good cards in 2022 tin. I can believe that.
And yes, those perfumed cards did curl.
Yeah. Alright, so each of these packs is 18 cards. We're about to either get a lot of trash or maybe, hopefully, 1 good card in the whole lot. Alright,
Bludgeon.
So let's just flip through before we go into
okay.
detail.
Already synchro support.
Yeah, we see a Synchro, a Fusion.
Oh, fucking B-Trooper.
Oh, we have a Link in there.
Ooh, Paleo.
So, upside is, these aren't Gold Age.
Goat.
It's like Goat Age, right.
That's format, goat
and
format.
Link would mean that also they're not restricted to Edison.
No, they're
either.
pretty normal. Pretty modern, relatively.
Yeah.
A Paleozoic Link monster is a bit odd for me, though, but...
No, the rubber band. I'm autistic for this. Well, we gotta understand, like, back then, like, especially with the kids that were playing, we didn't have anything else. Our parents weren't gonna buy us, they weren't gonna buy us sleeves. They weren't gonna buy us card satchel things. Fuck, what they call
card boxes.
Card
You
boxes,
use the old you use an old bread box or something.
Yeah, normally, like
Lunchbox.
when it came to like bringing your cards to school, you just took a rubber band and you twist it around the middle and call it good. That's what pretty much everybody did,
Yeah.
including me. That's what I did with my cards.
A good chunk of my old collection used to be bootleg cards as well because of that.
All right, so let's do Basil Rose Shoot. Special summon 1 Rose Dragon monster from your hand or graveyard. In defense position, if this set card is destroyed, you can target one of your Black Rose Dragon or 1 monster that mentions it that is banished in your graveyard. Special summon it. You can only use each effect of Basil Rose Shoot once per turn.
No, fancy.
Wind Witch Freeze Bell. Spellcaster effect. If all monsters you control are Wind Witch monsters, minimum of 1, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only use this effect of Wind Witch Freeze Bell once per turn. Once per turn during your main phase, you can increase this card's level by 1. A Wind Synchro monster that was summoned using this card as synchro material cannot be destroyed by battle.
Funny enough, I never remember what the Wind Witch decks are supposed to do because they always summon anything else in terms of synchros.
I suppose that would be their purpose, summoning other synchros.
And they are dedicated Wind Witch synchros, but I rarely see them.
Alright, we have a fusion here. Ultra B Trooper
Troopers.
Absolute Hercules. What the fuck is that name? The art is kind of metal, but what the fuck is that name? Ultra B
B-Troopers.
Trooper Absolute Hercules.
B-Troopers have like fantastic artwork.
Or
It's like
Heracles.
Warhammer 40k meets a bug life. But the deck barely does
It's got
anything.
a fucking city or castle on top of it.
Oh yeah, it's fucking amazing looking.
After this card is fusion summoned, it is unaffected by other cards' effects until the end of your next turn. At the end of the battle phase, you can target one insect monster. How much is it? Skill shoot. One day you'll have me on and I'll carry you. Carry me?
Asmo's a
kind of
heavy boy to
I was
carry.
about to say, yeah, I'm 213 pounds. Well, I'm lighter than I used to be. Like, rewind the clock 4 months ago, I was 236. So, I'm lighter than I was, but I'm still fairly heavy. I'll flex my Yugi muscles. I'm sure you will. At the end of the battle phase, you can target one insect monster with 3,000 or less attack in your graveyard. Special summon it. You can only use this effect of Ultra B Trooper Absolute Heracles once per turn. Okay then. Alright, next up we have Dragon Unity Knight. I cannot fucking say that. German, man.
What the fuck is that name?
Oh, you can't say it either. Never mind.
No. Gomfauba. Fuba.
Gormfobar.
I don't know. It's one of those Dragoonity cards that are actually pretty fun.
Okay. One Dragon Unity tutor plus one non-tuner monster. When this card is synchro summoned, you can target one Dragon Unity tuner in your graveyard. Equip it to this card. Quick effect: you can send one equipped card you control that is equipped to this card to the graveyard. Then target one up to 2 cards in your opponent's graveyard. Banish them. You can only use each effect of Dragon Unity Knight Gorm Falbar once per turn.
Yeah, if I recall, that was like another archetype where they tried to do the entire equip rigmarole, and it worked a bit better than others. It wasn't as strong as Violence, if I remember, but that's mostly because Violence had like one loop that was just brutal.
Yeah. Excuse me. Okay, Fairy Archer Ingunar. That. Nah, violent.
Yeah, Violence mostly sucked, but they did one thing, and it was Omega Loop with Rod of Silent Chaos.
Okay, so cannot attack the turn this card is special summoned. If this card is special summoned by the effect of a plant monster, you can target one level 6 or higher plant monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn except plant monsters. You can only use this effect of Fairy Archer Ingunar once per turn. Flying Red Carp.
Hype. He looks very surprised.
A little bit. He's got a giant marble in his mouth, or a bubble. Quick effect. You can discard one water monster. This card gains 500 attack. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can tribute this card, special summon one fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster from your hand or deck. You can only use each effect of Flying Red Carp once per turn. Holy shit, I'm flying! Hello. Ruddy... I'm saying that right. Ruddy Rose Witch.
Oh, that's again a censorship. There's a remake of the Rose Dragon. In Japanese, it's Bloody Rose Dragon, which would be Bloody Rose Dragon. And since the TCG, for some reason, is allergic, has an allergy to saying the word blood, we now have Ruddy.
Okay.
So enjoy
Ruddy,
that.
Ruddy Rose Witch. It's a tuner. This looks more akin to like how I expect it. I always think, again, mentally, when I think tuner, I think like a chibi or like robot looking thing. Ruddy Rose Witch. You contribute this card, add one Witch of the Black Rose from your deck to your hand, and if you do, take one level 3 or lower plant monster from your deck and place it on top of your deck. Then immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon one Witch of the Black Rose from your hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard, return one of your Black Rose Dragon or Black Ruddy Rose Ruddy Rose Dragon that is
It's a
banished or
mouthful.
in your graveyard to the extra deck. You can only use each effect of Ruddy Rose Witch per turn. Okay. So we're definitely seeing a lot of like elements, especially in the normal monsters and in the spell card for Akiza's deck from
Yeah, they
5Ds.
really tried to make Akiza's deck work, which I understand. It's like one of the better female designs in Yu-Gi-Oh.
She really is. She's my favorite female lead. I'll throw that out there. I like Akiza more than Taya, and well, now that
Even though Taya has a win streak and no loss streak.
let's be honest, that's just because she never went up against. She's like the only female lead that never went up against the male lead.
Dude, you will be angry if you ever see Taya's deck.
Probably.
Because she could have soloed a couple of guys. She has fucking mage power, and united we stand.
Okay, hold on. So we got a link monster, Paleozoic Cambroros. Fucking names.
They are all
Paleozoic
based on like
Raster. Cambrio Raster. Or Cambro Raster.
I struggle to say those names as well because they are all based on like ancient sea life.
Unaffected by other monsters' effects, you can only use each of the following effects of Paleozoic Cambro Raster once per turn. You can target one set card in the spell trap zone, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, set one Paleozoic trap directly from your deck. It can be activated this turn if a set cards you control would be destroyed by card effect. You can banish this card from your field or graveyard instead.
Yeah, they are pretty much trap monsters, like traps that turn into monsters.
ZS Armed Sage. Warrior effect. If the only monster you control is one level 4 monster named ZS Armed Sage, you can special summon this card from your hand. A Utopia Xyz monster that was summoned using this card on the field as material gains this effect. If this card is Xyz summoned, you can add a ZW monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of ZS Armed Sage once per turn. Okay. And I like the card.
Yeah, I never bothered learning those because there's CW and CS and then Z something else, then double Z and then Jesus. No, I like read a couple of those cards and then went like, yep, I'm never going to bother with those.
It's not good, but I like her. And a great pair of person. Yeah. Admittedly, also Akiza is probably drawn anyway the most attractive.
Especially once she got her racing suit.
Oh god damn it. Okay. Earth Chant. This card can be used to ritual summon any Earth ritual monster. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field whose total levels exactly equal the level of the ritual monster you ritual summon. Okay, DD Assault Carrier. Cannot declare an attack unless you banish one card from your graveyard. That's...
Well,
hold on.
If you want to use the return from a different dimension.
You special summon this card from your hand. You can only use this effective DD Assault Carrier once per turn. Okay. What the hell is that effect?
Different dimension cards tend to banish.
Rox Rose Dragon. Dragon Tuner effect. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add one card that mentions Black Rose Dragon from your deck to your hand, except Rox Rose Dragon. While this card is in your graveyard, if a face-up Rose Dragon monster or plant synchro monster you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, You can add this card to your hand. You can only use each effective Rocks Rose Dragon once per turn.
If I was the artist, I wouldn't have put the rose there
Yeah.
because it looks like it looks like what it looks like. I'm not going to say more. This video doesn't need to be age restricted.
No, it does not. Undaunted Bumpkin Beast. What a name. During the main phase, if your opponent special summoned 3 or more monsters this turn, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand or graveyard. You can only use this effect of Undaunted Bumpkin Beast once per turn while you control no other monsters. This attack position card cannot be destroyed by battle. Explain.
But you still take the damage.
Yeah, I was supposed to. And he only has 900 attack.
Which is a Reigns reference. But you still take the damage. Oh, Armed Dragon. Okay.
Armed Dragon Thunderbolt.
What's supposed to be the theme in this box?
My guess is it's not themed. It's just random shit from everything. That might explain why it's cheap. Because again, this whole tin, it's 18 cards times 3. Which my brain doesn't want to do that math. 18 times 3. Oops. Which equals 54 cards total.
Yeah.
So you get you're guaranteed 54 cards per tin of this, and it's only $14. So they're probably what they do is they just grab shit at random and throw it in. Armed Dragon Thunderbolt. Target one Armed Dragon monster you control. It gains 1,000 attack for each Armed Dragon monster in your graveyard with an equal or lower level than it with different names from each other. Also, for the rest of this turn, your opponent takes no battle damage from its attacks. You can banish this card.
Why?
Huh?
Why that part? It's not like it's so super powerful to have this restriction on it.
Oh. You banish the card from your graveyard, then attack one. Then target one Armed Dragon speller in your graveyard. Add to your hand. You can only use one Armed Dragon. Turn it on. Yeah, let's turn. Okay. Lord Odokuro says, read the back of the tin. Okay. Right. This tin of the Pharaoh Gods, 2022 tin of the Pharaoh's Gods. This tin of the Pharaoh Gods is a recreation of the third and final portion of the tablet of the lost memories seen in the original Yu-Gi-Oh story, which revealed the lost secrets of the Pharaoh. It depicts the Millennium Puzzle with the original stone versions of the Egyptian god cards. Each tin of the Pharaoh's Gods includes 3 mega packs, which each with 18 cards, one prismatic secret rare, 2 ultra rares, 2 super rares, 1 rare, and 12 common cards, including 2 cards from the booster set Blazing Vortex, Lightning Overdrive, Dawn of Majesty, and the Burst of Destiny. Okay, so it's not random. And plus additional cards from the past and brand new cards you've never seen before.
Now that part makes it random.
Yep. That part does. English edition. I'll be honest, I have no idea what I'm going to do with that tin after the stream.
Well, you still have orcs that need a place to live.
True. I mean, I showed you in the voice chat text the card container thing I bought, right? I'll DM you.
Voice chat.
Yeah, I'll DM it to you again. Hold on. Yeah, I bought one of these, but it doesn't come with the card pouches or the card things. It doesn't come with that, but it is that container that you can store cards.
Yeah, it's a trunk.
Yeah, pretty much. It's not my favorite way of storing them, but it's how I'll store them until I can get my binders. All right. Next card, Wind Witch Chimes. Target one Wind Witch monster you control. Special summon one Wind Witch monster with a different name from your deck. In defense position, You can only activate one Wind Witch chimes per turn. You cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this card, except wind monsters. Okay. Constellar
Ooh,
Caduceus. Caduceus. I'm gonna go with Caduceus. If you control a Constellar monster except Constellar Caduceus, you can special summon this card from your hand during the main phase. You can add one Constellar spell trap from your deck to your hand. You can only use each of the previous effects of the Constellar Caduceus
good.
once per turn. A Constellar Xyz monster that has this card as material gains this effect. If this card battles a light or dark monster before damage calculation, you can banish that monster.
Constellars are fun. They bounce a lot, they banish a lot. One of the monsters got banned because it was able to cheat out Infinity.
Okay. Then. All right. The last two are trap cards. Gunkin Suship Daily Special. What?
Yeah, it's an archetype that's based off sushi and ships. Because Gungan means battleship and it's a type of sushi. It's a pun.
Okay. When you activate this card, you can also reveal one Gunkin Suship Shari. In your hand, reveal 3 Gunkin monsters from your deck. Your opponent chooses one of them for you to add to your hand. Also, shuffle the rest into your deck. If you revealed Gunkin Suship Shari, in your hand at activation, you can choose the card to add to your hand instead of your opponent's choosing. If this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was set there, you can banish this card. Then target 3 Gunkin monsters in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, then draw 1 card.
So, little thing that you might like to hear. There's one guy who visits a lot of tournaments, and he only plays zoo ships. That guy is dressed like a sushi chef. His game board is like those little sushi tables where it's made of, and he's amazing. He's so fun. He's like a Yu-Gi-Oh character come to life. He's always in full uniform. It's fantastic.
So question. When you say he's like a Yu-Gi-Oh character come to life, like those cringe guys at tournaments and stuff who
No, he's
okay,
super cool.
because those guys
If I
are
find
annoying.
some of his duels, I might send you one.
The LARPers are the worst in my opinion, next to the stinky guys. Like sometimes they're one and the same. The guys who are like, and I draw my trap card, and they do the fucking hand flip and
Dude, I
shit.
can smell your breath from across the field.
Yeah, it's don't get me wrong. Like, here's the thing: if it was a kid doing that, I'd be totally down for it because it's like, okay, the kid's having fun. You know, he's living it up. If you're a 30 to 40-year-old man doing it, I want to throw you into a locker.
Honestly, it's pretty fun to do when you're drunk off your ass.
Well, yeah, if you're drunk, that's also an excuse, right? If you're young and a kid, that's an excuse. If you're drunk, that's an excuse. If you're sober and a full-grown adult doing that in the middle of a card tournament or a game, especially if it's with a stranger, I want to throw you into a locker.
That's the reason why I have like deck sets. That's one is Kaiba, one is Yugi. Just so one of my friends and I can just yell at each other and throw the cards at each other while drunk. I ever gotten hit by a dark magician into your face like that?
Oh my god. At least he was a dark magician.
Ultimate wizard in terms of attack and defense.
Last card from that pack was EMR. Tribute 1 machine monster, then target 1 card on the field for every 1,000 original attack of the tributed monster. Destroyed those cards.
Yeah. You can do this. You can do that for cheaper.
True. Alright, so we got 3 special summons that I can apply sleeves to right this second. 1 Link, 1 Synchro, and 1 Fusion.
Yeah, I think Windwitches were used to get Stardust Dragons better out before they got all their support.
One duel I would love to see is an Edison League duel between a Stardust deck and a Red Dragon deck. Between like two like really high tier players would be cool.
I don't really think you've seen much like RDA during Edison.
Wasn't Edison during that Synchro era though?
Yeah, it
Pretty sure
was
it
during
was.
the Synchro era. It's just that Red Dragon Archfiends, they there were better options for your deck, for your extra deck, which is sadly a reason why you wouldn't see that many RDAs.
Yeah.
Like it's just hard to say no to Stardust.
No, it did the thing. Hey, what does it?
Quick, get your girlfriend to open it for you.
No. Alright, there we go. I did not want scissors approaching this. Okay. Alright, so let's just zip through these.
Yeah.
See if we see any duplicates.
What? Guitar guards.
Magnificent Magic Maftel Mios Click. Okay. Ice Jade. Stellar Wind Wolf Riot.
Okay, Ice Shade is pretty neat.
Volfernigus Fernigs, the Darkest Dragon Doom Rider. Trap Texas.
Yeah, those rarity versions are garbage with Xyz monsters because the names just do not catch well on the camera.
It's not.
Oh, raw support.
Interesting.
It must be weird when I like say those, like, oh, raw support, and it's most likely already passed.
Yeah. Slight delay. What was it with my sword? Okay. Just guitar grenards do a nig. Okay, what?
That sounds like an insult.
It does. Guitar grenards do a nigis.
Guitar grenades do an Ignis? Ignis? What the fuck?
I don't know. If this card is special summoned, you could banish cards from the top of your opponent's deck equal to the number of water monsters you control. You can target. You can target one level 4 or lower water monster you control. Increase its level by its original level. You can banish this card from your graveyard. One water monster on the field gains 100 attack for each currently banished monster until the end of this turn. You can only use each effect of Guitar Gennard's Duanegis once per turn.
Actually, pretty evil effect.
Eh.
I think I just wouldn't play it because of the name.
I'm not in a rush to Duonegis or
Oh, Magic Key.
Magnificent Magic-y Maftil. It's a tuner. Fiend cannot be. Jesus, this text. Cannot be used as material for a Synchro or Xyz summon except for the Synchro or Xyz summon of a Magic-y monster. If you control a Magic-y monster, you can reveal. You can reveal this card in your hand. You can normal summon one Magic-y monster during your main phase this turn, in addition to your normal summons a set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. When this card is normal summoned, you can target one level 4 or lower normal monster or level 4 or lower Magic-y monster in your graveyard. Special summon it in defense position. You can only use this effect of Magnificent Magic-y Maftil once per turn.
It's kind of odd. Like
Fuck, that's a mouthful.
Back in the days when like Magic Keys were like about to release, I heard a lot of hype about them, but then they didn't do much.
All right, so I'm gonna speed things along a little bit. I'm not gonna read the effect of a card unless it catches my interest. Or
like you are telling me that Meowse click doesn't do it for you?
no, neither does Ice Shade actually.
Ice Jade's are actually pretty neat if I recall correctly. Yeah, they are also a synchro based deck.
Okay, hold on, let me read that then. Okay, Ice Jade Acti. If this card is normal or special summon, you can send one water monster from your hand to the graveyard. Draw one card. If a face-up water monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, special summon one Ice Jade monster from your hand or graveyard except Ice Jade Acti. You can only use each effective Ice Blade Acti once per turn.
It's an adorable little extender.
Yeah. A mouthful. Shut up. Kind of looks like a buff MLP at first glance.
Yeah, the magic key.
Alright, Stellar Wind Wolf Riot. You can only control one Stellar Wolf Riot. Gains 300 attack each time another monster's effect is activated, while the attack of this card is less than 4,000 once per turn. If this card's attack is 4,000 or higher, quick effect, you can shuffle both this card and all monsters your opponent controls into the deck. Okay.
That's low.
Pea Trooper Light Flapper.
Oh,
I don't know.
the Bee Troopers are amazing.
It's stupid.
Arts.
So we got an Xyz here. Wolf Fringes the Darkest Dragon Doom Rider. Doom Rider! Let's see. Once per turn, you can detach 2 materials from this card, then target one face-up card on the field, destroy it, and if you destroyed a monster, you can make one face-up monster you control gain attack equal to the destroyed monster's original level / rank times 300 until the end of the next turn. This card cannot attack the turn you activate this effect. This is a quick effect. If this card has a dragon monster as material, you cannot be activated in the damage step. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty common that something cannot be activated during the damage step.
Trap Tricks Vesicu.
Oh, VTuber bait.
I was just gonna say trap
Yeah,
is an appropriate
And
word.
it's an astounding amount of VTubers play trap tricks.
It's a trap. Alright, Danmari at Ignister. Or Ignister.
Ah, no, you said it right the first time.
Oh. Okay.
It's at Ignister.
When an attack is declared involving your at Ignister. Oh, that came out of nowhere. Ooh.
It makes sense if when you watch Reigns.
You can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, negate that attack. While you control a Link 6 monster, quick effect, you can banish this card from your field or graveyard, then target one face-up card your opponent controls. Negate its effects until the end of this turn. You can only use each effect of Danmari at Ignister once per turn. Alright, we got 2 spells here. Alright, the true son of... I almost said the true son of God. The true son
Just
of God.
summon Jesus, win the duel.
That's the new Exodia.
Jesus, take my deck. I cannot play this.
It's like your opponent draws a card and has 5 cards in his hand. I win. The other player's like, oh, did you draw Exodia? No. Jesus. Flips.
Take the wheel.
Jesus, take the wheel. Pops out of the cards, bitch slaps the other player, and rebukes them. The True Sun God. When this card is activated, add 1 the Winged Dragon of Ra or 1 card that mentions it from your deck to your hand. Why am I yawning? Except the Winged Dragon of Ra cannot attack the turn they are special summoned. Once per turn during your main phase, you can send this card from the field, or 1 the Winged Dragon of Ra Immortal Phoenix from your deck to the graveyard. Then send 1 the Ring Dragon of Ra from your monster zone to the graveyard. You can only activate one the True Sun God per turn. I don't intend on playing very much with the God cards, so.
Yeah, basically they are trying to catch up with all the anime effects that Ra have. All those 10 billion effects. I swear Marek made most of them up on the spot because he didn't want to lose.
He did what traditional Yu-Gi-Oh players did. Make it up.
Yeah, like I want to say, he's like the fat kid on the playground that has like Spanish cards you cannot read.
Breath of Acclamation. This card can be used to ritual summon any wind ritual monster. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field. Alright, that's the same effect as another card we saw. It's just different element.
Hey, your Konami isn't really experimental in that term.
Yeah. Armed Dragon Thunder level 7.
Fucking level monsters.
Interesting. This card's name becomes Armed Dragon level 7 while on the field or in the graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects of Armed Dragon Thunder level 7 once per turn. You could send one monster from your hand to the graveyard, send this card from the field to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon one level 10 or lower Armed Dragon monster from your hand or deck. If this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a dragon monster's effect, you can add one Armed Dragon card from your deck to your hand.
They will never dethrone Dark Arm Dragon as the best Arm Dragon. There you have a zoo ship.
Gunkin Suship Uniclass Super Dreadnought. Why does it look like bananas?
It's not bananas, it's sushi.
Huh,
It's fish eggs.
that's silly.
Well, yeah, it's because of the pun. The entire archetype is a pun. Two of their normal monsters is a review of sushi.
If this card is XC summoned, you can apply these effects in sequence based on the materials used. You can only use this effect of Gunkin Suship Uniclass Super Dreadnought once per turn. Gunkin Suship Shari, draw one card. Gunkin Suship Uni, this card gains the ability to attack directly once per turn. During your main phase of your opponent's battle phase, quick effect, you can target face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of Gunkin monsters you control special summoned from the extra deck, negate their effects. Okay.
I swear those sushi names are made with the sole purpose to trip over English speakers.
Some of these feel like it. It's just like, I don't know how to fucking say this shit. Brave Drive. Once per turn, when your Cyberse monster declares an attack, you can discard one monster. One monster that attacking monster gains 600 attack until the end of this turn. Excuse me, sorry. Ice Jade Cradle. Add one Ice Jade monster from your deck to your hand with a different name from the cards you control in your control or in your graveyard. Meta Reactor Gigadra. You can discard one card, special summon one level 3 normal monster from your hand or deck, or if you discarded a normal monster to activate this effect, you can special summon one Meteorreactor monster instead. You can only use this effect of Meteorreactor Gigadra or Gigadra once per turn. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except Xyz monsters. Then we have two links. One's another variation of that Beat Trooper we saw before.
And the other one is a monster from Skyrim. The Beat Trooper cards look cool, right?
Yeah, they look cool. Like they got that Warhammer level of over design, but
Dude, they literally have a card that's draw pods.
have they
I think
done
it's even
an
called
official
Beat Trooper drop
crossover
pod.
with Warhammer, or is it just
No, it's just Yu-Gi-Oh being fucking weird.
Yu-Gi-Oh ripping shit?
Remember, there's an entire Cthulhu archetype.
I mean that to me just well. The thing is, to be fair with the Cthulhu though, Cthulhu and HP Lovecraft's dead, and
Yeah.
it's been public works for a while now.
I think Azathoth is still banned.
Banned?
Yeah, either Azathoth or Nyala. Yeah, you could do like some weird shit with Azathoth. I just forgot what.
The one named god that from HP Lovecraft stuff that sticks in my head the most, other than Cthulhu, is Shub N-word off.
Shub Niggurath. It's not a problem if you say it correctly.
I don't know. Am I still alive?
I think so.
I hope so.
You can just call her by her nickname, Chubby. I'm not sorry.
H.P. Lovecraft, that man.
I think if I'm not wrong, like Azathoth more or less just blocked your opponent for playing the game.
Show up hard R.
Yeah, dude. After this card was XC summoned, your opponent cannot activate monster effects for the rest of the turn. If this card has at least 3 Xyz material, 1 fusion, 1 synchro, and 1 Xyz monster, you can detach 1 material from this card, destroy all cards your opponent controls. Like Azathoth is just a big no. And there was ways to summon it during your opponent's turn.
God. Alright, we're on the last pack. And before we get to the starter structure decks. So, Hidden Springs of the Far East. Once per turn during your main phase. 2. The turn player can activate this effect. They gain 500 life points until the end of this turn. Apply these effects. The normal and special summons of their monsters cannot be negated.
Monkey.
If they activate a spell, trap card, or monster effect, that includes an effect that special summons a monster, that activation cannot be negated. Their opponent cannot target set spells / traps they control with card effects. Also, they cannot be destroyed by their opponent's card effects. You can only activate 1 Hidden Springs of the Far East per turn. Okay.
I love that they have the stupid monkey on the dot.
Ice Jade Tinola. You can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, then target 1 water monster in your graveyard.
Yeah, we already had her.
Wait, do we?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
She and the next one is we also had.
That's right. Bee Trooper Squad. Tribute 1 non-token insect monster. Special summon up to 1 Bee Trooper token insect earth level 3 attack 1000 defense 1000 for every 1000 original attack of that tributed monster. You can only activate Bee Trooper Squad once per turn. Gunkin Suship Uni. Okay. You can reveal 1 other Gunkin card in your hand. Special summon this card from your hand, then apply the following effect based on the revealed card. Gunkin Suship Share. You can special summon the revealed monster. Other place the revealed card on the bottom of the deck. You can target 1 Gunkin monster you control, change its level up to level 2, 4, or 5. Then you can add 1 Gunkin Suship Share from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Gunkin Suship Uni once per turn. Either the Sun Magician. I'm just gonna skip that one. Clav Keys, the Magic Key Sky Blaster. Okay. Everyone. Oh wait, no, he doesn't have an effect.
Yeah, he's vanilla. He just has.
That is so weird to see after so many, like almost every single monster.
That's a block
has
of
been
text. I forgot that.
Yeah. Book of Lunar Eclipse. Discard 1 card, then
Ooh.
target 2 face-up monsters in the field. Change them to face-down defense position.
Great card.
That is a good card.
Nice disruption. Fucks over the opponent.
I think I have that on my monster in one of my decks from Master Duel.
Had nice rarity.
Yeah,
Ooh, Ghosts and Spooky Dogwoods.
Indeed. During either
Almost
turn,
a good hand trap.
during either turn, except the end phase quick effect, you can discard this card, apply this effect this turn. You can only use this effect of Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood once per turn. Each time your opponent special summons an effect monster during the main phase or battle phase, you gain life points equal to the monster's attack. If you do not gain life points by this effect, your life points are halved during the end phase. Damn.
Dude, that's like that was the same set, I think, or she's like related to Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, which is like Ghost Ogre. Okay, you got Ghost Ogre. That's at least good.
Ghost Ogre. Psychic Tuner effect, Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. When a monster on the field activates its effects, or when a spell / trap that is already face up on the field activates its effects, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard, destroy that card on the field. You can only use this effect of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit once per turn. That's pretty good. Alright, next card. Pharaonic Guardian Sphinx. Once per turn, you can change this card to face down defense position. You can only use each of the following effects of Pharaonic Guardian Sphinx once per turn. If this card is flip summoned, shuffle all monsters your opponent controls into the deck. If this card in its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can special summon one level 5 rock monster from your hand or deck in face down defense position. Machina Unclasper. Okay. Machine effect. If this card is added to your hand, except by drawing it, you can special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn, except machine monsters. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can send one Machina monster from your deck to the graveyard, except Machina Unclasper. You can only use each effective Machina Unclasper once per turn. Okay. Armed Dragon Thunderbolt. We saw that earlier. Angel Statue Azuroon. Special summon this card for this effective monster. As an effective monster, Fairy Light, level 4, attack 1800, defense 1800. This card is also still a trap. Once per turn, when your opponent would special summon a monster while the card is in your monster zone, you can send to the graveyard one continuous trap in your monster zone that was special summoned from the spell trap zone trap zone. Negate the summon, and if you do, destroy that monster. When this card in the monster zone is destroyed by battle, you can destroy the monster that destroyed this card. Then last monster, Gizmek Arakami, the Hailbringer Hog. Okay. If you control a machine monster whose attack equals its own defense, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one machine monster you control whose attack equals its own defense, and one machine monster from your deck to the graveyard whose attack equals its own defense. With a lower level than that targeted monster, and you do the targeted monster attacks defense equal to the level of the monster sent to the graveyard times 100, you can only use each effect of Gizmek Arakami, the Hailbringer Hog, once per turn. What the... Okay. Bee Trooper Fly and Sting. When your opponent activates a monster effect while you control a Bee Trooper, Bee Trooper monster, negate the activation if you do destroy it during the end phase, and if this card is in your graveyard and you control an insect monster with 1000 or more attack, you can banish one insect monster from your graveyard. Set this card. You can only use one Bee Trooper Fly and Sting effect per turn, and only once that turn. Yeah, boy. Bee Trooper Descent. Special summon one Bee Trooper token, insect, earth, level 3, attack 1000, defense 1000. Then, if you control an insect monster with 3000 or more attack, you can destroy one other spell or trap card on the field. You can only activate one Bee Trooper Descent per turn. And finally, Magic Key Duo. You can target one normal monster or one Magic Key monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand, then you can apply one of these effects. One, fusion summon one Magic Key fusion monster from your extra deck in defense position using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. Ritual summon one Magic Key ritual monster from your hand in defense position by tributating monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal or exceed its level. Okay. Magic Key, did you summon me? I guess I did. Welcome, how you doing? Good timing. Okay, so that's it for the tin. So the tin wasn't bad, I'd say. Oh, did Kern leave? Oh no, Discord fucking bowed out on me. Hold on, I know why it does that. I knew he was a bit quiet. Yeah, Chrome is a bitch. Karen, can you hear me?
Yes, but that's why I personally never use Chrome for Discord.
Well, no. I just have to have Chrome open and it'll do
Yeah.
that. I was just doom scrolling and stumbled by. Oh, okay. Well, welcome. No, you earned a sub. Well, thank you. Thank you for subscribing, man. I greatly appreciate it. The channel mostly does Warhammer content, but I've just been getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh lately.
My fault, apparently.
Yeah, it is very much his fault. Yeah,
Oh, but you can see with that one B Trooper card with the spell card that you have there that they use draw pods.
yeah. So you can zoom in on this artwork. Hold on. Yeah, they use fat spiky drop pods.
Yeah. Yeah, weird. They have this night aesthetic, but they are kind of futuristic as well. It's like this weird Warhammer vibe with them.
So that's it for the tin. So the tin wasn't bad. The tin was pretty good. Well, I wouldn't say it was good or bad. It had some decent cards in it, but it was very all over the place.
Yeah.
I'd say it was its biggest problem. But
Yeah,
for
it's kind of
14
messed
bucks,
off.
I'd say you get your money's worth for 14 bucks.
Yes, Magic-y. Asmo has seen the Hercules Beetles.
Yeah, that's what I got right there. It's got a freaking church on top of it, just like
Yo.
Titans. All right. So,
The end goal of the Tyranid Hive.
the Tyranids take over and eat all of humanity, then become humanity in terms of technological development. Alright, so this is just visually showing the tin in my hand. So by comparison, 5 packs of Duelist Nexus is just about, actually no, this is the Nexus cards. It's a lot less, or a chunk less anyway, than the tin. So the tin does give you quantifiably the most cards compared to like 5 packs. But it's a bit hit or miss on the actual quality of the cards, though. Alright, so that's that. So we're done with all packs. The final like jump-in method for like creating a Yu-Gi-Oh deck outside of buying tins or buying packs is getting 3 copies of a structure deck. And then
Which, in
using...
my opinion, is like the best way to go
It
around
is the best
for the
way.
beginning.
Yeah, objectively. So let's see if I can do this. That's damaging too much here.
Honestly, even though I'm not doing much of the physical anymore, if they re-release some Cyber Dragon structure deck, I might think about it.
Oh, that's right. They give you like the
Yeah, the dual mat, quote unquote.
quote unquote, very much quote unquote.
It's
It's not very good. No, it's not horrible. I mean, I've seen worse. All right, so
I could never fold them together the right way.
let's get the actual Jesus. There we go. All right, so there's the structure deck. So correct me if I'm wrong, Karn, but each structure deck is identical, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we only have to go through one of
If you
these.
look at the back of the structure deck, it even tells you what cards are in there.
Yeah.
I used to do that to get rare cards, just to.
Just to get rare cards.
Yeah, I would like look at the backs of the structure decks before I buy them.
All right, so this is said structure deck. So this is, by the way, going to be my first deck being back. Is Red Dragon Archfiend.
Ooh.
What?
Immediate good start when it comes to the synchros.
Yep, we got Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, and Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, which this was effectively my deck back in the day. And in Master Duel, this is one of my better decks that I have. Is
And this
effectively
is a
this
good
with
one.
a bit of a mix. Yeah, we also got another Red Rising Dragon, Red Dragon Archfiend, Red Dragon Supernova Dragon, Hot. Damn, this is a really good pack. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity, Hot Dragon,
Ooh,
Hot
Nova.
Scarred Dragon Archfiend.
Hey, King Calamity.
Yeah, this deck is very straightforward. It's shocker. It's built around summoning your Archfiends. And each Archfiend does have really good effects. Anything from wiping out the enemy's field, Red Dragon Archfiend to summon
Bale Fader.
Soul Beast, Side Deflector, Variant. Yeah, this is
Assault mode? Why? Okay. Yeah, okay, there are random assault mode things in there.
oh my God.
Ooh, Witch of the Dark Forest.
I like that card.
Witch of the Dark Forest is a fun card. It's one of the oldest cards they exist.
Assault mode activated. Terrace at the Overroot. So yeah, just the synchros alone, these are worth picking up. I absolutely love Red Dragon Archfiend.
Huh. They haven't put in Red Supremacy, which is a real card.
A rare
I
card?
wonder what the card...
You say rare card or?
No, it's a real card, Red
A real
Supremacy.
Alright, so I'm just gonna.
I wonder what that card would have been named if it was Blue Eyes White Dragon support.
What's this? Everyone's king. A foolish king once forsook the land. That's just Jack Atlas.
Yeah, that's not playable, by the way.
It is?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like a jokey pro. Yeah, it's not playable. Look at it. It doesn't have a level.
Yeah, no level. Human,
Yeah,
no
it's a joke
effect.
card.
But it has attack and defense. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's for you to have it as like a kind of funny haha thing.
Do they sell little
It's literally worthless. It's in the structure deck.
no, that's not what I'm asking. Do they sell like not picture frames where you could just put like a card for it? Like a Yu-Gi-Oh card?
I'm not sure, but you can get any picture frame and just put it in there.
Well, not you wouldn't take a family portrait frame, right? And then
Oh,
put
but
that in there.
you can get some small ones.
No, I'd like to get one for certain cards, like my Karibo. I would like to. Yeah, I'm
No,
not.
Jack.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go through each of these cards individually. I'm just picking out I'm picking out what the deck is built around, so you guys know why I like this deck and why this is still a good deck.
That scene of Jack getting kicked out of a store lives rent free in my head.
Wasn't he working in there?
Yeah, he tried to work in there, but he kept screwing up, so they kicked him out. He stumbled for a second and then returned into his regal walk.
Makes sense. Very relatable. All right, so Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Quick effect: you can target one face-up card your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of this turn. When this card inflicts battle damage on your opponent, you can target one tuner in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position. You can only use each effect of Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss once per turn.
Nice basic negator, big booty.
Scarlet
Beautiful
Red
card.
Dragon Archfiend. This card's name becomes Red Dragon Archfiend while on the field or in the graveyard. Once per turn, you can destroy as many other special summoned effect monsters on the field as possible with attack less than or equal to this card's. Then inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each monster destroyed. Hot Red
Great card.
Yeah. Hot Red Dragon
Scarlet is
Archfiend
great.
Bane. Scarlet is very good. Each of these are. Red Nova Dragon is fucking awesome. As you'll about to find out, for those of you who don't know this breakdown, I recall seeing picture frames roughly that small when I worked at Michael's for a few years ago. I might stop at Michael's to pick one up because I just want one for my Karibo card. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane. You contribute one monster, then target one Red Dragon Archfiend monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can special summon two tuners with the same level, one from your deck and one from your graveyard in defense position. You can only use each effect of Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane once per turn. Red Nova Dragon, the the ultra badass, I might add,
A big boy.
the big boy. Gains 500 attack for each tuner in your graveyard. Cannot be destroyed by an opponent's card effects. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can target the attacking monster. Banish this card, and if you do, negate that attack once per turn during the end phase. If this card is banished by its effect this turn, special summon this banished card.
Oh no, the other one. It's the Red Hot Nova Dragon or whatever it's called.
Oh,
It's the evolution of that one. It's not that
Red
one.
Supernova Dragon, you mean?
Yeah, I think so. It's something like that. Like I said, the RDAs are not my kind of...
Okay, Red Supernova Dragon. Must first be synchro summoned. Gains 500 attack for each tuner in your graveyard. Cannot be destroyed by an opponent's card effects. Once per turn, when your opponent's monster effect is activated, or when an opponent's monster declares an attack. Quick effect. You can activate this effect, banish this card, and also banish all cards your opponent controls once per turn.
This one.
During your next end phase, after this card was banished by its own effect, special summon this banished card. So yeah, these things are wicked good for banishing your opponent's whole field.
If you notice it as well, it has its party effect of Stardust.
Yeah.
Because I think it's in the manga, where the Jack Atlas becomes more like Yusei, which reflects into his monsters with like with like Nova and Supernova.
Oh yeah. An Archfiend deck is still very viable, which I'm very happy to see, because this was a deck not this exact variation, because I think they've added cards since, but I ran a Archfiend, specifically a Red Dragon Archfiend deck.
Just say RDA. Everyone knows
RDA.
what you're talking about.
I ran that back when 5 Days was coming out, and we were getting piecemeal Jack and Yusei and all their cards and decks into the game. This is what I was running, and I loved it back then. I love it now, and it's still my main deck in Master Duel at current. That's to say, hey Max, yeah, it is a bit. Our call scene.
Yeah, It was always a shame that like Stardust just beat it out with like earlier better cards.
Yeah. Scarred Red Dragon Archfiend, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity. That one's pretty good too. When this card is synchro summoned, you can activate this effect for the rest of this turn. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects on the field. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this card's effects activation. If this card destroys a monster by battle, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. If this card on its owner's if this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can target one level 8 or lower Dark Dragon Synchro monster in your graveyard, special summon. Then you have standard Red Dragon Archfiend and Red Rising Dragon, which are all awesome.
King Calamity is so good it got banned in every version of the game.
Honestly, I still love this deck to this day. It's probably nowhere near as broken as it used to be, but
it never was really broken, but it was a contender to be good.
Yeah, start putting these synchros into sleeves. But yeah, from this alone, obviously, structured decks probably the best way to make a deck that is viable, and obviously it kickstarts you off with a theme plus a full deck of cards that are meant to complement each other.
I think recently they even released a new structure deck for Dark Worlds. That's a good jumping point.
Yeah. So I suppose that's it for the stream. Is kind of showing off the different things. So definitely just off the bat, number one method if you're jumping into Yu-Gi-Oh to build a deck is to definitely do buy three variations of a structured deck, so you have a bunch of different combinations of cards that you can use. And obviously look for a structured deck you like that has a playstyle you like. Do a little bit of research beforehand, but yeah, you pick up a structure deck, 3 variations of it, so you have as much of those cards to mishmash together into the best version of the deck you would like. I'd say second to that method out of the 3 I had today, I would probably say the tin was actually a bit more of a surprise in terms of how good it was. There was a lot of mix mash in there. Don't get me wrong. So there's the issue with synergy, but for the price tag of only $14 for a tin, let's say you got 2 or 3 tins. Hopefully, at the very least, you'd get a chunk, especially if they're the same tin with the same variations of combinations. You'd probably, by the end of getting 3 or so of them, you'd probably be able to build at least 2 decks out of what you get out of it. Maybe not the most cohesive deck, but build something that could potentially have a place in a Yu-Gi-Oh duel.
Yeah, make your own draft mode.
Yeah, and third and final is definitely buying like individual packs. Really, it's the most expensive method to do it that way, especially if you're buying from a store, because they charge quite a bit for an individual pack. So I would definitely say go the structure deck route, and then from there buy packs and other things to find cards or pull cards that you can mix mash in that are valuable.
And the best thing before you guys go out and like buy a singleton, like off some card shop, play like a game like Yu-Gi-Oh Pro or Master Duel to like experiment a little bit before you spend actual money.
Yeah, absolutely. Master Duel in particular is very good for doing deck simulations.
Did you know that Master Duel can actually build a deck for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you start building a deck, you can throw in some cards, and then somewhere is a button that like says "Finish deck," and then the game just makes you a deck. I did not know about that feature previously.
Hand over the reins to the AI.
Let your AI overlord tell you about the heart of the cards. Bandit Keith was right all along.
Well, we knew that, obviously.
In America.
In America. It's amazing how much this game has evolved over the years. Just especially with how many tiers of summoning.
I don't know, did you see those Fiendsmith decks? I wouldn't call it evolution.
Okay, maybe evolution is not the right word.
Degeneration.
Yeah, we'll go with degen. Degen is definitely fair.
And soon Master Duel is going to get those cards and everything is going down the shitter.
Oh, yeah.
Then you have D Bellstar, Fiendsmith, just pooping on everyone.
Righto. Yep.
Just look at the koala, yeah.
That's it for me, guys, today. I hope you guys enjoyed the card openings and the chats with my lovely buddy Karn, as well as for me. I think the official term is power creep. Yes.
It is, Max.
It is. It is.
Fucking Fiendsmith.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, I'm gonna spend probably the next couple hours putting everything into sleeves and then setting my cards to store. I don't know if I'll stream anything Yu-Gi-Oh related soon. This was the only other thing I had in mind for Yu-Gi-Oh for a bit, but you know, if you guys want something more from me, leave a comment on the VOD or / YouTube to let me know if there's something more you guys want to see Yu-Gi-Oh related on the channel.
Dude, if you are going to play Legacy of the Duelists, you need to stream your duel against Seeker.
Should I?
Well, maybe you are lucky and he like immediately pulls Exodia on you.
That's luck. Well, that is luck. That's not for me.
Dude, he cheats.
Motherfucker.
He has like three pot of greed in his deck.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it, guys. Make sure to leave a like on the VOD before you guys head out. I'm gonna call it a night. See ya.